Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Seal Podcast, episode number 245 for October the 18th, 2024. My name is Fraser. I'm joined on my left by Neil.
Hello.
And on my right by Dave.
What?
Why are you waving, Dave? This is a audio podcast, Dave. Oh, my God.
You can see me. I'm waving at you.
Oh, my God. Here we go.
What is going on?
The majority of people listen to the audio format of this podcast. Waving doesn't help that. Do we understand moving forward?
We get some AI visuals to speech.
Would you like to be replaced by a Dave?
Yeah, it's not hard, is it?
Is everyone well?
Very well.
I fucked up, didn't I? Fucking didn't update the Twitch title, so I'm annoyed with myself.
Neil's beating himself up because he's missed a few titles on the Twitch stream or something like that.
Phew.
Dave, I don't care, and Dave cares even less.
You clearly don't care because it's always episode 240 whatever again on the Sunday when you do your Black Tray streams.
We're just not.
Speaking of streams,
Neil's the driver on this, aren't you?
If you sub to the Twitch channel before the 31st of October, you get 3 months of Discord Nitro if you haven't had a free trial in the last 12 months. Or some things like that. This is terms and conditions. Don't do it without checking them. Or anyone else. Or anyone else. Not just us. If you pay us a paid sub, it doesn't work for Prime subs.
No.
All right, brilliant.
Yeah.
So, welcome to the show, everyone. Back again, like a bad penny.
Yes.
Just move straight into football.
There is no football.
Oh,
apart from England's got a new manager.
Yeah.
He's
so
a German.
What do we think about that? Yeah, what do you think about England having a German manager?
I think it's funny. Personally. If he wins us the World Cup, I honestly would love to see what the Daily Mail have got to say about that, because they obviously lost their shit completely about having a German manager.
Oh, have they? I haven't seen any.
Oh, I don't look at the papers. I don't read papers, but it was unavoidable.
Well, you're going to see
people were talking.
Walk into this
I just hear everyone else talking about them. I haven't been in work this week. Been off all week.
Yeah.
I suppose the good thing about that is at least the German manager can't understand most of the victorial and abuse.
I think he does. He's worked in England. He knows what he's doing.
He worked for Chelsea.
He's quite used to vitriol.
I am joking. But yeah, like I heard it and was like, it's probably going to be the best thing for England in that having somebody completely separate. But on the flip side, of course, the papers are not going to fucking like it. And anything other than a World Cup win is going to be the worst thing for the country.
He's only got an 18-month contract anyway, so he's only got a contract up to the end of the World Cup. So, if it doesn't pay off, see ya. Thanks. Bye.
I mean, I feel like the sensible head is like, you got it. They basically were saying, look, any manager worth their salt would love to have this squad to play with, right?
Just happens they're all English.
It just happens they're all English. He's German. I don't know. I think it's a poison chalice. It's all going to end up.
Doesn't matter who has the job. It's they're always going to get a beasting from the press anyway. So
yeah, that's true.
Unless they win everything.
It's not as though the majority of the English were nice to Gareth Southgate through most of
including me,
Euro.
largely. But
yeah, interesting, isn't it? Had to be a German though, didn't it?
That is the funny thing. Obviously, if it was going to be anyone, I mean, it won't be a Canadian.
Unbelievable.
There's even less Canadian good managers than English managers.
Well, our manager's American.
Yeah, he's quite good. He's been doing all right.
Yeah, he's proper. He's really.
The US manager's not American either. He's fucking Argentinian. So he's technically some sort of American, but not.
No, I mean, it's that thing in international football. You'd think that we could have an English manager, right? I mean, but obviously
there's a few candidates, but most of them are employed, I'd say.
Yeah.
There's only really Eddie Howe, probably, who's managed at a top club, inverted commas. I don't know,
Who's that then?
Newcastle. Ain't exactly. They ain't won anything, obviously.
Haven't they? I thought the way they went.
Well, they did win the lottery when Saudi Arabia fucking took over the club, basically. So.
Yes, good old. All right. Anything else on football then?
Well, it's back this weekend. Obviously, there's people may be fit, maybe not. Blah blah blah. You done any changes? You planning any changes?
No.
Saka went off injured in the first England game. They reckon he's going to be fit anyway. Havertz didn't even go to Germany.
I've subbed Saka out.
Have
I've
you?
put Son on instead. Son.
Okay.
Spurs.
He didn't go to Korea because he was injured. So hopefully he's fit.
He's got some easier games going in front of him, and he has been doing all right.
Better talk about Phil Foden as a potential replacement because Arsenal's fixtures are a bit tough, and Phil Foden's he's started the last two. Only played a few 80 minutes or so for England in 2 games. And so he should be fresh. And Man City have got Wolves, who have conceded the most goals in the Premier League so far this season. Although Wolves did beat Man City away last year. At Wolves, that was. And I can't remember, Southampton, I think, is their next game or something. So you'd think there's potential for a few goals for Man City in the next 2 games. But Bukayo Saka, he's Bukayo Saka. He just does Bukayo Saka things, doesn't he? He's like Mr. Consistency.
I don't know. He's obviously who you're obsessed with this year.
Well, I have had him for 3 weeks, I think, including the week coming. And,
all you do is talk about Saka.
He's the man, isn't he?
Maybe not this week.
Maybe not, because they've got a tougher game this week, have they? I can't think who they're playing. Can't remember now. But they've got a iffy couple of fixtures coming, I'd say. This is their toughest few games, probably coming.
I've been avoiding making changes. I'm just banking the transfers, and then I can do some real work.
How many have you got? 1.
2 right now.
You've really been banking.
Well, just for the last couple of weeks, I have.
Yeah.
Like, I desperately would love to ship João Pedro. I'd like to ship a couple of the other ones. Maybe
have you played your wild card?
Yes, I played it.
How have you got João Pedro?
Huh?
How have you got João Pedro in after a wild card? He's been injured for about 4 weeks.
No, when I did my wild card, right after I think the 3rd week or something, but 3rd or 4th week anyway.
Just take a hit. You can make 3 changes and take a 4-point hit, and probably do better than you would have done.
Yeah, then all my guys, the ship will come in. Don't worry, I'll have a good week.
Okay. We'll remember this conversation next week.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't care. I'm tanking.
I might take a hit. Anyway. You never know. 11 a.m. Saturday deadline.
You're the hit master.
Well,
the hit squad.
I'm the hit man.
You're the hit man and her.
Oh, there's no her.
Who's the her?
Well, the her in this house is top of the league still at the minute. So
her and the hit man.
Yeah, I guess. But the shit man is. That's my
Dave,
son.
Did you say you made changes? Oh, you took.
Just Saka off, Son on.
Sacked off Saka.
Sacked off Saka.
You did what?
You heard.
I think I hope I didn't.
You heard.
I think everyone would have heard about that if that had happened, honestly.
All right. Any more football?
Yeah. Nah.
All right. Let's move on to the listener stuff then. We have Derek Sign says, "Wake up, Seal podcasters. We know our sleep patterns are in the safe hands of Nintendo with the release of their new $99.99 alarm clock, imaginatively called Alarmo."
I got that email as well.
You got an email?
Yeah.
What email did you
From
get?
Nintendo?
From Nintendo.
Oh, they're after
you. You've ticked some few boxes. You ticked some boxes, didn't you? Or didn't untick some boxes?
Did not untick some boxes, yeah.
He says, "A genius move on Nintendo's part. I'm sure you'll agree, but you've now been tasked to come up with Nintendo's next lifestyle product, something that will sell out immediately at an inflated price. So come up with something good to swell Nintendo's paltry bank balance. First-party games aren't cheap to make, and the Nintendo Switch 2 won't be building itself. For me, it would be a red Nintendo microwave adorned with pictures of numerous Nintendo game characters, obviously called Microwavo. When food was finished microwaving, there would be a sound clip in Mario's voice saying, 'It's a done.'" I'm on board. The deluxe version, there's always a deluxe version, would feature multiple Nintendo character voices with an internet connection port where you could download Nintendo game soundtracks for a small cost, of course. That would play through an inbuilt speaker as you waited for your food to be microwaved.
Imagine
Nintendo.
Sorry. Go on, carry on,
He just finishes. "If Nintendo wants to cut me in for a slice of the profits from the sale of the microwaves, who am I to object?" Derek.
play the Wii shop music tune. That's a bit of a banger, isn't it? People love that tune.
I do love that tune.
It was nice, wasn't it? Yeah, I don't know. It's got to be something. Did we talk about Alarmo? I don't think we ever
know that
talked
we
about
did.
We
Alarmo.
haven't
It
talked
feels like
about it.
old news that now, doesn't it?
Did that happen in the last week?
That
feels
wasn't
like
in last week.
fucking ages
I
ago.
think it was the week before last.
Was it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I definitely
it's
remember.
sort of-
Yeah, it must have been.
I saw the news of its or its announcement, and then loads of people saying it doesn't work if you sleep with someone else, and then everyone else going, the people who buy this clock do not sleep with other people.
Yes, I saw the same things.
It was low hanging fruit, but it did make
Yes.
me laugh.
Hmm.
I don't know what
They
else.
could make a car.
You guys are the appliance
They
masters.
could make a car, like a Mario Kart car,
Or just
Yeah,
a
with
cart,
swappable wheels and like a hang glider attachment to skip the traffic.
there you go.
Not going to be
They
cheap
could
though.
make a little robo vacuum, but
Yeah.
it'd be a Mario Kart.
I like
Or a
that.
Kirby. A Kirby.
Yeah.
It could be
Yeah.
Kirby, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. Okay. Nice. I've got nothing better. I was just thinking about an oven or something like that, or an electric toothbrush, but I don't think that's I think the Roomba, the Kirby Roomba.
It's called a Kirby. It doesn't need another name. It's called a
Doesn't
Kirby.
need Roomba, just a Kirby. Yeah, I like that.
Kirby cleaner.
Which makes me wistfully remember it's been a long time since we talked about suction devices and the Henrys and all that. Those were good times.
Yes, I've still got my Henry going strong.
Oh, yeah.
Still got a hole in the hose. But still functioning and still sucking good.
Right.
They could do like a Kegel exercise product for women.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are Kegel?
That's
I know
your
what
pelvic
Kegel.
floors,
No,
isn't
no,
it?
I know.
Yeah.
You let me finish my sentence. I don't know what Kegel.
But you're a man of the
equipment-
world.
I don't know what Kegel equipment look like. What?
Well, you can imagine it, and like every time they squeeze, it's like woohoo and waha.
Hee-hee! Waha!
I see. Yeah. Okay. All ideas are welcome.
Yeah.
We're a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I like
We're
the
on top form.
microwave. I like the Kirby route. The Kirby. The Kegel
What else
one I
have they got?
sort of like, but I'm not sure about.
I'm not sure what character. Is it going to be? It's like obviously we did Mario sounds, but I don't know. Is there a more appropriate thing for that? I don't know. A more appropriate character.
Waluigi. Yeah.
It depends on the strength and you work up from Luigi, which is the long thin one, and Mario is a bit more plumper, and then you work up to Bowser.
Bowser. You're crushing Bowser. You're doing all right. Yeah, what happens if you do it 3 times? I assume you can only do it 3 times, then it's over. If it's a Nintendo product.
All right. On that bombshell, I don't even know where. I'm just okay.
He's just a passenger here.
I think I am. Thanks for that, Derek. I think Chinny says, I just recently got back to playing Alan Wake 2. It's been 7 months since I played it. What game have you started and took forever to come back to?
Oh, it's a game I've been playing this week. Do you want me to tell you now?
Tell me now.
Tell me now. Borderlands 3.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I saw
But
you
you
were
finished
playing
that game. You finished that game before though.
I did. I finished it in 2019.
What game have you not finished and then come back to after a huge amount of time? I've got several.
I'm sure I've got loads.
I got Witcher 3, which I am still yet to go back to after playing it for about 4 hours in 2016 or thereabouts. So that's quite a long time. 7 years. Something.
Cyberpunk I want to come back to as well. That's still installed.
Yeah, that's a while. Yeah, you ain't finished that. That's a good one.
No.
I ain't started that.
Yeah, I have
Spider-Man,
I could actually
Spider-Man 2, all of those games on PlayStation.
I'm sure there are loads. If I came up with a list back from that pile of shame I did back in the day,
Mm.
I revisited tons that I'd never finished, but I can't think of any of the. I can think of some of the titles, but I can't think of any big ones that were on there. Even though I'm sure there were a couple. Yeah,
I
I
wonder
don't know.
if Mike going to finish this time. Is he going to power through and see all the good shit that happens? The mad shit.
Yes, I think I
I hope
still
he
have
does.
Tears of the Kingdom to finish as well, so I got to go
Did
back
you
to
not
that.
finish that?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Hmm.
I think I was about to finish it, and then I went off venturing. I ended up in the underworld for like days. I think I'm still there, just exploring. It's so huge. That's what she said.
Ooh. She didn't.
She never did. I would still like to play Alan Wake 2 as well, which I guess I have to when it.
When
Is
he
it still
finds
only
it
on
finally
Epic?
comes to Game Pass. It's on Epic, yeah. I don't know what's the deal with that. It's on PlayStation. You might be able to get it from the library.
Maybe. That's
Maybe.
good. That's a good idea, actually. Oh, I just got a notification that something else is available from the library for me today, and it is
The Last of Us Part 2?
Pacific Drive
Oh,
Deluxe Edition.
right.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure what that is.
I bet you
I think
don't
it's
play
some-
that. Not for
No,
very
we'll
long,
see.
anyway.
Yeah.
Did you play the demo for that? I played the
I don't
demo
think-
for that.
I feel like I may have then. Was there something where you had to
You drive a
pick
shonky
somebody
old
up?
station wagon, and it's like weird anomalies that fuck everything up, and you have to find bits for your car to fix your car because your car starts driving all shonky wonky.
I have a sneaking suspicion I may have done that, actually.
You may have just heard people talk about it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Mr. Fowler, I believe. I don't know if he played the game in the end. He definitely played the demo. I can't remember if he bought the game. I think he did.
Not sure. All right. MS Rangers says evening
This was
seals.
sorry before you go on. This came in really late last week, so this was a week old. So he's obviously had his holiday, I assume.
It didn't. It came in time, but Neil fucked it up and didn't
No,
put
he
it in the
didn't.
show notes.
I assure you, everything that was in the show notes that was there at the start of the show.
No, that's not true. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm being an asshole. MS Rangers says evening. No, I know. MS Rangers says evening seals off on my holiday Saturday. Oh well, he's missed this now, hasn't he? He's got back from his holiday.
Well, maybe he's back from holiday tomorrow. I don't know.
Evening seals back from my holiday Saturday. So do you prefer a busy pool area so you can people watch all day, or a nice quiet pool so nobody can disturb you? When I was younger, I did enjoy giving nicknames to the various couples, but now in my 50s, quieter is best.
Don't go on holiday.
Hands down, I want no one around me.
Yeah.
No?
Absolutely not. If no one is around, I have the whole place to myself.
Do you
Brilliant.
remember back in the? Did you ever go on holidays when like your kids either you didn't have kids, or your kids were so young they didn't have to go in school time or in school holidays? So when you went on holiday, it was not full of fucking like hundreds of kids. Because all I remember, like the last few holidays, the kids were around and they had to go out in school holidays. So it was just fucking well expensive and fucking full of people. And I was just like, ugh, people.
Yes.
I came on holiday to get away from this.
Yeah. Like you can't relax by the pool because there's fucking people splashing everywhere and they're not your kids. So you can't tell them to fuck off.
Yeah, I mean, I think the beach. I don't mind a few people at the beach, to make it feel like there's something going down, and it's a nice.
There's plenty of space
atmosphere
in
or
the sea at
whatever.
the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, a pool. You know what? If I'm in the pool, I want it. I don't want other people in the pool when I'm in there. Why would I want other people splashing around in the pool when I'm in there? Get the fuck out of my pool.
Yeah. Why do you think I spent so much on this holiday? So other people to spend time on it.
Yeah. Although one of the things I find is when I go away, it's pretty cool. Because the gyms are so popular now, no one uses the pools at hotels. I find whenever I have to travel.
What in like not on holidays?
Not on holidays, but like if I go down to
Work
the pools
trips.
in the morning or whatever, work trips, yeah, the pool's always empty, which is nice if you go like nice and early or whatever.
Yeah,
that's just super, super relaxing, super nice. Pray you don't have a problem because ain't no one rescuing you.
Get the old budgie smugglers on.
Yeah. So, Dave, when I said no one at the pool, you sort of looked like you want people
Yeah,
around at the pool. You want
I like
social.
I like people. No, not socializing. Leave me the fuck alone. But people around me, I don't mind. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I don't know, like catching up with like half conversations with people.
Put your
See
headphones
who
in, but don't put anything on, so you can listen to everyone's conversations. But
pretty
like, you don't
much.
have to.
Yeah,
Like, you can just like completely
yeah,
ignore anyone who talks to you because like.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just close your eyes. Right. Can you move, please? You're in the way. Fuck off. Like, yeah, no, I don't know. I like people around. I don't like an empty
It would be a bit
sort
odd
of
if there was
apartment.
no one else around. That would be
Yeah,
strange.
yeah, yeah. But
You'd definitely
yeah,
be thinking twice about everything. Like, why the fuck is there no one here?
Actually, I mean, saying that, my wife and I went to a pool during the summer at this resort or whatever, and I was sort of a bit skeptical. But actually, there were quite a few people around, kids jumping in, or whatever. It was quite nice, just people watching.
So it's
It
just
was all
like
right.
there's a good number, and then there's too many.
Yeah.
yeah, I can get that. I get it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, it depends on how annoying the kids are. If the kids are just being gits because they're wet and they literally don't give a toss, and getting everybody wet, splashing around. I know if you're going to be near, like next to the pool, you're going to get wet because the kids are going to be jumping in there. But if you're like a good row or two behind, there's like, but kids are coming out of the pool and splashing everywhere. That is shit.
I remember when my kids were super. We went to a really nice hotel, and you had those sucky tube things, like suck the pool water up, and then just like go fucking absolutely blasts it fucking miles. It was like definitely some people got soaked who weren't expecting to get soaked on that holiday. But it's all right when I do it. It's just I'd be fucking soak
What are these
someone's
people
fucking.
complaining about? They don't like a bit of fun.
Suck the big fucking thing. Oh look, there's Daily Mail reader. Blast it through their paper, straight in their face. You can deserve it.
Right. All right. Thanks very much, Mark. Hope you had a good holiday. Paul, I'm sorry you probably couldn't listen to this on holiday. We came in a little bit late, obviously, but that's your fault. All right. Paul W.
Maybe he was packing.
We're not gonna have any. We're not gonna.
Maybe he was packing.
Paul W says, has there ever really been a bad year for gamers in the UK? I cannot even really think of a bad year since getting my ZX Spectrum back in 1983. Every single year has had many quality releases, in my honest opinion. What a wonderful hobby. P.S. Always a pleasure to listen to your wonderful podcast. Thank you very much, Paul. That is much appreciated.
Tips in the post.
I'm inclined
I feel like there was probably a period I didn't really play games though.
Yeah, I was going to say a similar thing. It's not that I can remember periods where there weren't games. I can just remember periods where I wasn't gaming. Particularly sort of between those peak drinking ages of 17 to around about 20
46.
Yeah. I think I had a lull in games from probably just at the tail. I don't know. Even then, even when I wasn't playing games, my cousin was playing a lot of games, and so I was still gaming. Through Amiga.
But you've known people in the biz throughout that whole period.
Yeah, but no one was in the biz at that period. It was all still. No, I think actually probably my cousin carried me through that gaming when I wasn't between sort of like the end of the Spectrum. When the Spectrum was pretty much coming to the end of its run, and I never had anything from there.
There was 3 of them.
Yeah, but between the Spectrum and the PlayStation, I didn't have a console. So I always relied on who else had a console or who else was gaming. So I wasn't really too into it, but you couldn't get away from the fact that some people had consoles and there were a few PC gamers tucked away over here. Or, like I say, my cousin was big into his Amiga.
Yeah, I think maybe there hasn't really been a period. I think there was a period I wasn't playing as many games, but yeah, thinking back, I had a PC when I was about 18. Played some PC nerd games, but like the Star Wars shit that was around at the time. And then we had a SNES. And then I think I definitely had a Sega Saturn, and I had PlayStations and stuff. So yeah, I don't know what would I have missed. I definitely remember going around someone's house who had an N64. So yeah, probably have had PCs and shit all the way through, really. But no, I don't know.
I don't recall ever sitting. I mean, I see some people just go, "Oh, the lineup this season is shit" and all this sort of stuff. I don't remember ever wanting for a good video game. Right? There's always been something to play, as far as I can remember. What do you reckon, Dave?
Think it. Yeah, it's. I don't know. I think there's been lots of different game types, and they kind of they adjust themselves to the consoles, as it were. When the Wii came out, there was a lot of sort of family friendly and those kinds of games, but we did have PlayStation
There was
3s
some
and
good
4s
games
at the
though.
time.
There was some good
Yeah,
games on the Wii.
there was some really good games on that. But there's also just a lot of
Wii
rubbish as
Sports.
well. Yeah.
That
Well.
was revolutionary.
I don't know.
But like you say, the Wii, the same time as the Wii was, Wii was out, 360, the PS3 were
Yeah,
out. I mean, there was no shortage
Yeah,
of
I
good
had all of them.
games.
yeah. I think I didn't have a 360. I had a PlayStation
You couldn't
3.
buy a fucking Wii for ages. You remember that? I remember
Yeah.
it was really hard to get hold of them
Yeah.
for quite a long time.
But no, I don't know. I don't. Just trying to think. The same as you. Like after sort of 97, 98, I didn't play many games at all until about when I came back from traveling, so 2005, 2006. Yeah, so I did miss a big bit, and that's when sort of PC gaming, especially like World of Warcraft, lot
Did
of
you play all that
MMO.
then?
Huh?
Did you play Warcraft? World of Warcraft?
I did, yes, for a little bit, for like 6 months. That's how I first got my IT job. But yeah,
Sorry,
so
how is that tied in?
I started playing. I joined a guild, and I was looking for a job at the time, and the guild leader was a manager at Barclaycard.
All right.
And I was like, oh, I'm into IT. I haven't actually got any technical experience, but I really like it. And he went, well, come in for a interview because we're looking for for people at Barclaycard doing first line support. So yeah, and that was
Nice.
my start of my
Was you
IT
in?
career. Huh?
Was
That
you
was me
in?
in. Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
But that was the. I think I did play PC games before that, but there's a lot of single player. I know there was like multiplayer, but that was the first big sort of internet gaming that I had, and then
Yeah.
I
What?
don't know.
Command and Conquer. Was you into all that?
No, I didn't play Command and
Oh, I
Conquer.
remember getting my arse handed to me on Command and Conquer a few times online. When you go through all the tutorial, like this campaign, you do, okay, I'm doing okay here, I'm beating the computer, and then you go online and it's like, fuck me, why are there about 1 million tanks coming storming into my game after about 10 minutes?
I probably did like go on once and went, nah, it's not for me. So no, I don't know. It's more the shooters after that. But there's always been games. It's that if you're into gaming, then you're always going to find something you love.
2000s, I was a PC boy, I remember that. Well, because it
Yeah.
was like, I was up all night playing fucking Championship Manager or whatever it was at the time. Like, literally going, click, 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 oh, the sun's just come up, fuck. Best go to bed for an hour before I go to work. Kind of shit. I had my own house then. That's when I had my own house. I used to just sit in the spare room. Click, 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 click.
What, did you live on your own?
No.
What, you had your own house? Sorry, what do you mean you had your own house?
That was when I first moved out. That was the sort of games that I was playing.
Oh, you mean just when you've moved out? Okay, sorry, I thought you.
I was like, I had a PC and I was playing.
Command and Conquer
and a bit of...
in some sort of shack in the middle of a field. That was your safe gaming space.
No.
Click, 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 click. Yeah. Good question, Paul. Thanks very much. I'll give a quick shout out to Duke as well, because he added a comment in when you were asking for stuff, didn't he? He said he hoped we had a good show. Thank you very much, Duke. Much appreciated.
He wishes us the best. That's good. That's nice.
I will say, I think, recently, Duke had me laughing listening to the Veteran Gamers. I'll tell you what it was, and I've noticed it now, and he's a fucking master at it, right? If you listen when Stu it makes me laugh just thinking about it. when Stu starts going off on one, and he's just talking and talking, you can just, if you listen to Duke in the background, he just gives him these little audio cues just to acknowledge what he's talking about, and it's just
You're
fucking
just not paying attention at all. You mean? Is that what you say?
he is paying attention because he's just responding to him, but I don't know. It's just
This is where that's where he starts marking his papers. So
I think it's something like, I don't know. It's something like that. It's almost like he's hurrying him to the exit or so. I don't know. It just makes me laugh when I hear him. Anyway, yeah, there's still veteran gamers.
I need to re-listen to this week because I
quality.
had it on when I was going to sleep the other night, and literally, I fucking know. I don't feel like I can't go to bed, can't go to sleep unless I'm listening to something now. I've got to this habit, and literally within
What I do.
Within literally, I put something on, and like pray till the end of the episode on my phone, and then within 5 minutes, I'm fucking sparkcode. But if I don't put something on, I can't fucking sleep.
Yeah, so just but it's good though to put.
But then I miss like loads of podcasts because I'm like,
mate, relish the sleep. It's all right. Put it on a timer. You just put on a 30-minute timer.
Yeah, maybe just put it on for 15 minutes instead in future. But then I'll be like, I've only put it on for 15 minutes. My brain will start fucking going. And I'll be up all fucking night.
I don't know how to help you, man.
Right. I'm fucking broken. Sorry.
I'm trying. I started listening to Dan Carlin. You ever heard of him? Does these super huge history podcasts that are about 4 or 5 hours long each one, and he's done loads of them, and they're really good. Yeah,
not Dan
hardcore
Snow.
History. No, Dan Carlin, Hardcore History. So I was listening to one this week. This week's I've been listening to one about Alexander the Great. In fact, I've enjoyed listening more about his father, which is the first hour or 2 hours.
Is this not keeping you up all night then? Like...
Mate, it's taken me years to get through these, because I keep falling asleep. This one got me a little bit this week, though, because I was really finding it really interesting. So I did listen to more than I thought I would. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, good podcasts. They're brilliant.
Perhaps some of them are.
Some of them are, yeah. All right, let's move on then to what we've been doing. Well, I don't really have anything in there. In fact, I don't have anything in there.
You don't? You haven't.
I got a tick on my arm. That's what happened this week.
Exciting! What did you? Did you do it yourself? Don't they call them checks over there? Check marks. Is that what they call them?
Oh, hey. Yep. So I took the dogs into the forest last week. Chipper Spice came to visit, so she was with us this week. Last weekend it was our Thanksgiving, so that was debauched as can be expected, but a lot of fun. And we went for a walk in the forest on the Monday morning, and then we came back, and I had a big conversation to her about ticks, and said, "No worries, don't worry about it anyway, because we can see them on the dog. We'll check for them or whatever." And then I'm going to bed at night, and I'm like, "What's that on my arm?" And it's a bloody tick burrowing itself into the side of my arm
from the Monday morning.
Yeah, I think what had happened was the dog had picked it up, and then I'd been sitting on the dog watching TV in the afternoon, and I think the tick just went, "Oh, there's a ride. I'll jump on this guy." Yeah, so I went to go, first of all, grabbing it with my hands to try and pull it out. That's not happening. Then with tweezers, and I'm literally yanking this thing with tweezers, trying to get it out of my arm. You know, all the skin's being pulled up or whatever. Yeah, it's pretty grim actually. I did not get a clean.
What is the way to get rid of them? Do you like burn them with a cigarette lighter and they go?
No, they say
just get out.
They say because I thought that, but I thought, you know what? I'll check that. They say just go straight in with tweezers, try and grab it as far down the head as you can, and slowly just work it out. Because
they're quite tough then.
If you aggravate it, and this could save somebody's life, if you aggravate it, they vomit, and then that's where the infection comes from. So you have to be, so you want to get it out. So anyway, I've yanked with the tweezers, ended up pulling his body off his head. I think that's what happened.
Surely that's a good way to stop it vomiting.
No.
What, like literally cutting it in half from its head? It's not going to stop it vomiting.
He's out, and I don't even know. I mean, I've got a bit of a mark there. I don't know. Can you see that? That's the tick mark. Yeah, that's
How did you not notice that before?
You just don't. It's like mosquitoes, right? They're just very
good
at what they do.
Quite big.
That tick was bigger than the last one. I had one on me earlier in the year on my neck, which was much tinier. This was, but even that, saying that, this wasn't as big as I thought they would be normally. Like a full-grown adult tick, I'm sure they're a lot bigger.
Like the TV show.
Yeah,
he's quite tall. That guy.
Not to be taken lightly, of course, because Lyme disease is not good. So they say as long as you get them out within 72 hours, you should be fine. So I'm not panicking. I'm just going to monitor it. They say if
What
like
do they do?
if it
Do they go all the way in then and start swimming around your veins and shit?
What?
No, they just latch
No.
themselves in there, and then they'll just suck and eat and suck
Yeah.
blood and get bigger or whatever. And like you will know they're there. I mean, you'll see it, right? It's on the dogs. You don't tend to notice it until later with the dogs when they've started to feed and grow.
Because they've
and
got
whatever.
black hair, especially. It's quite difficult to
Yeah,
notice them.
but my
like that.
dog's got very short hair, so we should notice anything on him hopefully pretty quick. But we have ticks around here. You know, it's bad for ticks right now. Lyme disease is bad, and if you get a
Do you
tick
not have a
fever,
jab for that shit? No?
well, I can go get some antibiotics for it, but
There's no like
because
what do you call it? Vaccine for Lyme disease. If you're in that
no,
sort
you
of
want to
area.
get to it quickly. I think if you get the later stages of it, it's bad. I'm not a Lyme disease expert, but I am not, because I've got the tick out quickly and like I'll monitor
What do we need to watch out for then?
a ring. I think if it goes red and inflamed and a ring around it, but I'm sure I'm going to be fine. Fuck it. Whatever.
Keeps updated.
Yep. I mean, it's at odds with the DNR
DNR?
wristband I have. Do not resuscitate.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Why the fuck would
It's
you
a
have
weird
that?
request, not a command.
Is that just a Rolex on your wrist?
It's a joke. I don't have that. Yeah. So tick, pretty grim.
Yes, Grace.
Yeah.
Dog's alright
Yeah, he's fine. Yeah.
He's made of stern stuff, that guy.
He's asleep with his head on a pillow. He's living the good life.
though. That's got rid of that tick. Gave it to my master.
Yes. Here you go. Here's a gift.
Yeah.
Well, somewhat nature related.
Oh. I've just seen Dave's comment on what we've
Yeah,
been doing.
yeah.
what
I
he's been
don't know what
doing.
he's talking about here.
He's
Hopefully
fucking,
it's something
this
else.
is not good.
Okay, anyway. Begun the Ivy Wars have.
Oh yeah.
Yes. I had my trimmer out.
Excellent.
I was up on my
What?
ladder. My ladder's not very tall though. I need a big ladder.
Oh right, okay. Right. I didn't know what you were talking about for a minute.
Yeah.
Talking about getting the trimmers out and
Yeah, all right. You missed the bit where I said about Ivy Wars, obviously.
Yeah.
So.
No, I heard that. I didn't. I
Just,
forgot
you know,
it was in relation to your house.
Yeah. I haven't got ivy growing up my crotch yet. It's not that invasive. But yeah, the trimmer's good anyway. The trimmer trimmed, and it did a good trim.
Good.
I did, because obviously he's got ivy growing up the house, and then at the end of his garden there was also an ivy hedge, which is growing. It grows across our fucking shed roof. It's all fucking down the fence and everything. And it's quite out of control, the one at the bottom of the garden, to be honest. It's almost as much out of control as the one growing up his fucking house. If I hadn't seen the guy walking around, you might suspect he might not have been died. You know, because there's that much fucking like he's doing in his back garden. So yeah, I had a good whack out at the back of the end of the garden, like where it goes across my edge of the fence. I'm allowed to cut, obviously, in my boundary. And we're supposed to keep the paths clear at this time of year, well, all year round, because his is obviously is growing into this path that's right next to it, because there's like a little green area at the back of our garden, which is surrounded by a path for pedestrians, not ivy. But at the back of his garden, it's just basically full of ivy. So I cut it where it meets our house, and I was up there. Yeah, it's like nice, clean fucking cut all the way up. I'm like, lovely. And so I got as far up the wall as could. But yeah, we're borrowing a big ladder. So this weekend, hopefully, I'm going to be up.
Wait a second. Are you telling me there's no second part of this story where he comes out and goes, "What are you fucking doing to my ivy?"
No, because we've already spoke to him about his fucking ivy. And he's just like, I just haven't got the money to deal with it. It was like, well, it's going to cost you a lot more fucking money if you don't deal with it. Because it's going to fuck your entire house up.
Yeah, well, that's reason. Forget it. He's got, whatever. He already knows, right? Yeah, he's all right. He knows. Okay, but he hasn't got a problem with you getting at it, right?
No.
Oh, okay,
we've been cutting the bits and pieces. Like, we're allowed to cut it on our side.
Are you throwing the bits that you cut off back in his garden?
No, you can't. You are allowed to. You're supposed to offer the cuttings to your neighbour if you cut their hedge in your property. But I think he's fucking not that bothered, honestly. He just wants someone
How
else
would
to
you
fucking
offer
deal with the
them?
problem. He just wants someone
What does
else to
that
deal
mean?
with the problem.
Offer them? Does that mean like you should? What
You
does that
should.
fucking mean?
You should. It says if
Why?
if your neighbour's tree is encroaching on your property, you are allowed to cut what hangs over your property, but you are supposed to offer them the cuttings
Why?
before you dispose of them. I don't know.
Oh, before. Oh, do you want the cuttings before?
Do you
I
want these
dispose?
before I fucking
Oh,
bin
okay.
them? Basically.
Yeah.
But no, they just went straight in the fucking bin.
So they just want you to look like a twat then before you.
Do you want these things that are just causing a massive eyesore? No, didn't think you fucking would. Can you cut the rest of that shit?
The council says I should look like a complete bellend by offering you these cuttings.
I can understand it if it's like a massive like branch that's hanging over and they could use it as firewood, but for just the cuttings, or maybe there's fruit on the end of it. I
Well,
don't
there
know.
might be birds. I don't know if you're supposed to offer the birds back if they're fucking a nest in there. It's still illegal to hack a fucking bird's nest down. Even outside of whatever the months it is, you're allowed to hedge cut. But there's no bird's nest so far. I don't think the bird's nest is up where it was during the summer months. They're in this back hedge. There's loads of them in the back hedge. Nice robin popping out on the freshly cut edge. He was like popping out, going, it's like, oh, I can see. This is lovely. That's what I imagined he was saying anyway. But yeah, so there's more work to do on the ivy front, but a start has been made, and I'm quite happy with my trimmer. It was a lot of money, but it did work.
But it's helping you put an issue to bed. That's fair enough.
Yes, and like I say, I've got hopefully a ladder over the weekend to get up a lot higher.
Where are you getting the ladder from?
One of our friends has a large ladder.
Good friend to know.
Yes.
I have a large ladder. I would lend it to you.
It's a bit of a way to come for a large ladder.
It is.
Probably cost a lot of money to transport it as well.
It definitely would. Can't
stick that in the post.
You can.
Well, I'd like you to see it through my letterbox.
No.
You can imagine the postie turning up with that.
I cannot imagine that.
Well, they are made of aluminium. They're not that heavy, even if they are large, usually. So, yeah, that's about it. Right. I've had a week off work, and I've just not done a lot, really. Done a lot of video games and hedge trimming, basically.
About you, Dave? Done any gutter clearing recently?
No. I should do though. I looked at the gutters the other day.
Mine's full.
Oh no.
We've got a chap coming to look at our roof.
Yeah, I need to get the scraper up there, and there's loads of moss.
Mm-hmm.
That's
same.
That needs to come down.
Have you got a ladder?
I've got a gutter vac.
What about the scraping though?
Scraper, I've got like with the gutter vac, you get an attachment that has basically you put on, it's a carbon fiber tubes, like about 3 meter per tube, and I got like I've got 6 of them, and you put them all together, and then you put the attachment on, which has a scraper, and I've got all the different types of.
This is a full system, full roof clearing system.
I've got a big pole that you can attach a scraper to, but it's quite awkward.
Yeah, no, mine's pretty easy. Like you literally get all the scraper, you put all the scrapers, like all the moss into the
next door neighbour's garden.
Yeah, fling it over. No, put it all into the gutter, or it all comes down, and then just suck it all up. It makes doing the gutters, because I got it for the house and my mum and dad. And it makes the gutters. You do them in about half hour, 45 minutes.
Nice.
That's what you do. Yeah. Yes.
Can't do that on a three-story house though. Actually.
You can.
Well,
yeah.
How'd you get up there? I bet your gutter vac doesn't reach the top of a three-story house.
Yeah.
I promise you it does.
Dave. Have words with him.
We're going to have to put scaffolding up for someone to go up on it.
Dave's coming down.
No, if you get a quote from a place that does like a gutter vac, proper one.
You can't get in the valleys between a terraced house.
You need your gutters done, Neil. This is the question.
Do.
Dave?
You can't get up there.
I mean, you guys...
You can't get up there.
Dave, can you get up there?
There's a terrace. It's the terraced house. You can't get in there from the fucking garden. It's like massively tall, and it goes between two houses that are joined.
No.
Dave said he's going to come down and do it and show
Okay.
you.
Well, I'll be impressed how long his fucking hose is. I can assure you.
The only
On his
problem
mic.
is I can't move it around because it's so big and there's so much kit that it doesn't fit in my car. So
Yes.
yeah.
Really? You've got a guttering cleaning system so big it doesn't fit in your car?
Yeah, the gutter vacs. Hang on, can't really see. I don't know, 3 foot, 4 foot high. It's
Damn.
a,
That'll
it's,
fit in a car.
it's a not my car. I got a Fiesta.
You could put the seats down in the Fiesta. Go and
No,
have a
it's got
tick
to
there,
stay.
Fraser.
Huh?
Go and have a tick.
Probably. Yeah. Yeah.
Just found another one. It's been there a
Even
week.
Yeah, I suppose I could, but nah. I can't be asked.
None of us can with
Well,
tons of shit.
I need a van. I need a van just for the dogs. Let alone fucking everything else.
You don't have to pay
Yeah.
tax on a van, do you? When you buy one. If you can
I
pretend to have a
think it's for
business,
personal use. Yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
just register some business. It never
Pay your
makes any money.
taxes.
do.
All right. What else we got? I know you do.
So you two told me to watch a film,
Yes.
and I couldn't. I made it to about 45, 50 minutes.
Oof. Should be well into it by then.
Were
I
you
was at
just like?
So,
All right. So
the film was
let's.
called. The
Here we
film
go.
was
Yep.
called. What was it? The film was
Are we
called.
doing this?
It's What's
We're doing
Inside
this.
is what we recommend.
What's inside? What's
It's
inside? So
What's Inside.
it's what's inside. So it's a classic Freaky Friday.
Is it Freaky
Film.
Friday? What's that mean?
Yeah, that's fair
it-
enough. That's
it's
fair enough. Yeah.
It's a mind swap film, right? But the twist with this film is
But you can't
a
spoil the
bunch
end.
of-
We're not spoiling the end.
they're a bunch of
Oh, you didn't watch the
absolutely
end, so
insufferable fucking idiots
millennials, I
that
think you call
are
them.
so self-absorbed with their themselves. And when it starts, one of them, this is the bit that actually made me turn it off. One of them pretended to be somebody else, and the other person was okay with it. And it's like, of course, this is going to go absolutely fucking ridiculously badly wrong.
See, I literally had my head. I had my head in my hands at one point, going, "I know what's going to happen here, and I can't believe it's going to happen." And it's like, this is going to be incredible. It's already fucked up, and then when it's like, there's a moment, I'm like, "What the fuck are they going to do when this happens?" Because it's obviously going to happen. And
Yeah,
I don't know if you got to. I don't know if you got to that point. I don't know if you got to that point.
Well, so one of the bits that I saw was a couple that was struggling, found each other, but they were in different bodies, and they were contemplating sleeping with each other, and the moral dilemma of them being other people sleeping with each other as the other people.
Well, that was all like tied in with the fact that they had wanted. She was trying to do, put the wig on at the start,
Yeah,
right?
she was basically trying to impersonate one of the other people who was in the fucking thing.
Plus, she was in the body of
right.
her boyfriend,
the one that he really fancies.
In the body of the one that he really fancied, right?
Right.
So
from like
once you start
10 years
wrapping your head
before or
around
whatever.
how everybody wants the body, but it's not the person that's inside. So anyway, look, let me tell you, I watched it again I took a gamble and I said to Chipper and my wife on Saturday or Sunday, whenever it was,
Right.
let's watch this movie. And my wife is always,
Did she not watch it with you the first time?
No, I watched it on my own.
Right.
And scored a big hit. So I scored big brownie points. Yeah, they all, both of them really enjoyed it.
Okay.
So so I don't know what to tell you. It was hard go, but I will say, like, for the first 10 minutes, I was like, what the hell am I doing watching this movie? But then as soon as the first swap happens, I was like, oh, okay. I was not expecting that. This is very interesting. And then there is a period where it's just like them doing it.
Yeah.
And I think you have just missed the point where it goes fucking batshit.
Yes, I think you did. You missed a bit where it's like, holy shit.
No, I know that's what's going to happen.
But I don't think you do, though.
Okay. I know something terrible is going to happen, and because because of the situation that they're in and how they've got to there, they're going to be confused about who's done it or what's happened. Well, I don't know what's
uh,
happened.
I don't know. I don't know. I went pretty fucking far.
You're
I was
right.
like,
You're right. I mean, I have to give props to Chipper. She called a lot of it as it was
Right.
happening. Like I watched it, and even watching it the second time, my brain was still like, I'm trying to figure this out. But certainly the first time, I did not call. Like I did not see tons of it coming. But I think that was me, maybe just being a little bit.
I mean, the big
naive or a
thing
little
that
bit
happens,
hammered.
like when they're doing the thing, and I'm like, just like I was literally physically had my head in my hands, like, oh fucking hell, this is fucking insane. Like, how are they fucking gonna deal with that when that happens? Because it's obviously happening. But if that doesn't happen, like before it happened, I was like, there's no way they're not going to go through with this because it's like that's the whole point.
Also, the person that's actually supposed to be monitoring and supervising the situation is involved with the swaps as well.
Yes.
So it's like
you need to watch the end of the film, Dave. You need to watch the end because the end is where you just go, "That's amazing."
It's so fucking stupid.
You're doing yourself. You're right. You're right. But here's the problem I have: is you're making massive judgment calls having only seen half the film.
Okay.
You're doing yourself. I'm not going to tell you to go watch the end of it because you could still just drive towards the end and just go, well, but I still think it's a bag of shit. And so be it. This film got like 6 or 7 out of 10, right? So obviously it doesn't float it, but I fucking loved it. I went back watching it the second time was brilliant because it was just like, okay. And it wasn't easy. I was still a lot of the time just going, what the fuck? How? Just trying to put shit together, right? There's a lot of stuff going through the second time. Obviously, there's a ton of stuff that you missed the first time. But it's still like really fucking hard to try and wrap your head around who's in what body and the relationship they have with the person who's in front of them and the person who's in the body, right? Because you've got like 2 to 3 things you're trying to work out at all times instead of just a 1-to-1 relationship every time anyone is with each other. It's a 1-to
the problem is,
1,
I
2.
just
Like
didn't give a shit. They were so terrible, these people.
I agree. I can see that.
I think they're supposed to be bad people. That's the point.
That's the typical slasher thing, right?
You don't care about them though. That's the thing. They are all idiots.
You don't need to, though.
I don't think the payoff at the end was great as far as I was concerned. That was just like that's a fucking awesome ending.
Was like slightly relatable and not so self-absorbed. I don't know. Maybe it's just what is it? Gen X? No, Gen Z.
Gen Z.
Yeah, I don't know. It is all that. Like, there's a ton of it.
It's it starts off with like massively. Some woman's like she's in this relationship where she's not happy. The guy's not happy. They're sort of trying to make a go of it. She's like fucking obsessed with how many likes she gets on social media posts and all that shit. The sort of mental illness that loads of people have these days about fucking social media.
Yeah.
And then one of their friends, the guy that was sort of, he had the hots for her. I can't remember exactly what the deal was, whether they were ever a deal before these two got together. But he's always fancied this other girl. And they're all friends like at college or whatever, or school. And yeah, fucking.
Yeah.
The first 10 minutes was tough. I thought it was like, oh fucking hell, I don't like these people. She's okay because she's just dealing with her boyfriend's a dick or whatever.
I don't know. I maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me getting older. But I really hated the drama when they got there, and then they were talking shit about this friend that they
absolutely,
didn't know.
mate.
It was just like, this is terrible.
I only pushed through all that because I had promised Neil I would watch it, and I think if I was left to my own devices, I wouldn't have made it.
Okay.
But yeah, and I'll tell you something actually, which was really good watching it the second time. Because I'm Neil, I bet you'll go back and watch it a second time at some point. You just watch it from the point of view of Cyrus. Fucking just had me cracking up all the way through, right? I mean, he's just fucked.
Is he the main guy?
He's the first guy you see.
He's the boyfriend at the start.
The one who's...
Oh, the boyfriend.
Yeah.
Right, okay. I didn't even care what their names was. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I just knew him as the boyfriend, the girlfriend, the bloke who turns up with this machine, the one who's getting married, the bloke, the the
Yeah, they've all got a history. Like it, I kind of liked the way they did all of the fucking story, like when they were talking to each other about what had happened back in the day and how it's like, depending on which person they're talking to, you're watching sort of like stills of what happened, but every time someone else talks, they're like, oh no, they changed the things that were the things that happened, whatever.
Yeah, that was neat.
That was cool. It was I thought it was really quite nicely made, actually. Like the actual.
There was some good music in there as well. I think.
Yeah, and the fucking if you're watching it in surround sound, fuck me, that started to play with your head because there's bits where the camera's just like swooping around and the whole fucking room's spinning of actually, and the sound was going fucking mental. I was like,
right. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, it was just the people involved.
they're not good people.
Maybe I will get back to it. I did watch it just in the day. So yeah, maybe I'll go back.
You know, just sit yourself down when you've got spare time and just finish it off, right?
Yeah.
When it's just like, you're not rushing through it or whatever and wondering what the fuck am I doing with my life. I just
It's only an hour left, probably.
I'll just have a look at that. We're talking. Let's have a look. Well, I've got 1 hour 2 minutes left.
There you go. It's not long.
That's the good bit. That is the good bit. To be fair, that is the good bit of the film. Yeah, 2 minutes at the end.
Yeah, so it's what's inside. Neil and I probably can't stop gushing about that, and hopefully, if Dave finishes it off, we can do a round 2 on the discussion.
Mint-Safe, yeah. I think he did the mind blown emoji after. I assume after he watched it. So I assume I take that as a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it cost that much to make. I think they made it for a couple of million.
Oh yeah, super cheap.
Sold it to Netflix for 17 million. It said.
Nice.
Not too shabby.
Yeah, I did say the only person I recognised was the hot chick from Fear the Walking Dead.
I didn't recognise any of them.
No,
yeah, I didn't recognise anyone else.
No. All right. What else we got? I went to the races on Saturday. Chipper and my
Dags
wife went. Horses, carts.
Okay. Oh, what?
Chariots.
Carts?
It's like chariot racing.
Like chariots. What is it?
It's like Ben-Hur.
It's what do they call it? I don't know. I've just been there. But
Harnesses, you called it?
Harness racing. Harness racing. Yeah.
Harness racing.
Yeah, it's a thing in America. We don't have it over here.
Is that the Kentucky Derby? That's harness racing, isn't it?
I think Kentucky Derby.
No,
is that just normal
no.
straight up horse race?
Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
Oh, it is literally chariot.
Yeah, it's mental. I'm sure it's been in a film. I feel like it's been in a film. Probably Tom Cruise in it. I don't know. He's in everything. So.
Yeah, it's all right. They just do one round or whatever. Anyway, I mean, it was a fun night out. I think we did 8 races. My wife and I, $5 a race.
Every race was harness racing. There was no straight up horse race.
I think that's all they do at that track is harness racing. Like I think it's a specific track. Oh, hang on a second. We were there before for racing. Did we see harnesses the time before? I think we did.
Where is it again?
Apparently they do. They do British. There is British harness racing. Apparently.
Yeah, it's not on It's not on ITV when they do the racing from Ascot or whatever.
Do they have like a flail and like?
Yeah,
try and hit.
Got spikes on the wheels.
Somebody else asked me that if they were whipping the horses.
I said that. I asked you that.
No, I was saying whipping the other people.
I didn't see. Yeah, that would be great.
Literally, like fucking doing the Streets of Rage shit, like punching people as they come past.
Yeah.
Not Streets of Rage. What was it called? Road Rage.
Road Rage. Yeah.
So it was all right. We did all right. We came out about evens.
Awesome. Well, you can't ask more than that, can you?
Yeah.
We can ask for more. You probably won't get it.
I think we had a nice result on the last race, which saved our blushes. So, but yeah, didn't go overboard. It's nice, pretty cheap night out actually. To be fair.
Localish? Do you have to drive?
Yeah, a quarter of an hour away.
Oh, really? Really local.
Yeah.
For Canada. Yeah.
Well, mate, for anywhere, 15 minutes is fucking local as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it's not far. It's local. Very close to where I walk my dog. Yeah. So what else we got? Anybody else been up to anything?
No.
Else?
Not think of anything. I ain't watched any TV this week, really.
All right. Let's move on to what we've been playing then. Looks like you guys have got some good lists going on here. You better go back and forth.
Do I look weird with no glasses?
Yeah.
Looks like my eyes were really small.
Beady. You got beady eyes.
I didn't actually see a fucking thing.
All right. What do we got? Come on.
Neil's
going to start.
Right. I've continued with Ghosts of Tsushima. I played, I don't know, last Saturday I think I played for about 4 hours solid, just map clearing, like all the sort of shit that I absolutely hate doing. I just managed to just sit there and just go, just fucking like, I was a bit hungover probably, and just sat there for 4 hours just going around finding some fox dens. I've continued to do that this afternoon today. I was just like, there's these fox dens that you find, and every time you do one, you get a little charm, for which gives you a boost to something or other, or helps, whatever. It's like a little. There's things like when you're under 50% health, you do extra damage in attacks and shit like that, or when you're under 50% health, if you heal, you get extra health restored. And there's loads of other fucking things that are nothing. Like, you do more, just like this gives you more health. This lets you do more damage. And then one of the ones, not remember. Yes, anyway. So I did loads of map clearing and have progressed the story to the second island, the second big area. And that's a basic. I haven't done anything story-wise since I've got to the second area. I'm like, I'm going to go, because what happens when you get to the second area, you rescue your uncle, spoilers for the end of the first area, and then...
You're supposed to say spoilers before.
I know. But, it's a fucking old game, let's be honest. It was on a PS4. It's been on PS5, but, it's on PS. It's an old game.
I can't believe we've tried to work so hard to not spoil something, and now we just, fuck it, spoil this.
Well, whatever. Anyway.
Whatever.
So, yeah, the first thing that happens is you get into the first thing that happened for me was I just fucked off back to the first island and started doing map clearance. Today, when I went back to the second area and I moved about 10 yards further from where I started, it goes, Act 2. I was like, what? This didn't happen literally like for the first time I fucking went here. And it says, a little thing comes up. Kutan Khan, or whatever his name is pushing back against you because you've basically fought him at this castle. He's pushing back and he's taken over all of these territories in the first area again. And I was like, for fuck's sake. So it unlocks a load more things on the map in the first area you go back to. And I'm like, well, I can't really go and fucking carry on the story until I've done those bits, can I? So I'm off back down to defeat the Mongols at the homesteads. I did a load of them before I even progressed this story moment. And when I come back, there's only 4 of them left. I'm like, fucking go and do that. So basically, it's a bit like the Far Cry outpost thing, where you go around. You can sneak around in the grass and stuff like that, or remain hid and try and do it all stealthily. Or you can just go, fuck it, let's have a big old scrap, lads, and just get your sword out, fucking shoot a few people with your bow and arrow, and just have a big old scrap with your samurai sword, which is fucking good fun. Still.
Sounds right.
Yeah. And they do that shit there's prisoner cages in some of the camps. So you let some prisoners out, and sometimes there's a cage just got a fucking wild bear in it or something. So you can let the bear out, and if you can get out of the way quick enough before it kills you, you could just let it run off and fucking kill a load of the NPCs, like the Mongols or whatever. It would just run around and fucking murder people until they kill it, and then you have to go finish everyone off. So it does all that cool shit. It's Assassin's Creed, but good. Well, I don't know what to say. I hated Assassin's Creed, the most recent ones, because it was too fucking big. But maybe it's just been because I haven't played an Assassin's Creed for about fucking 5 years. So I'm really enjoying this. Just basically Assassin's Creed / Far Cry, a Ubisoft game in all but name. And I'm really enjoying it. But it's with Samurai guy. Samurai / ninja guy. He's just doing a big assassination on the screen. Like an assassin. It literally says assassinate.
The game, then,
I guess about a third.
Oh, okay.
And I've played quite a lot. But you keep getting new stuff all the time. Keeps getting new attacking stuff. There's one of the moves you unlock is pretty cool. I didn't even use it for ages until it came up. You go into a camp and you get these bonus objectives come up. And it's kill so many people in a certain way, and you get extra stuff at the end of it. And some of the times I don't do it, but there was one that was use this attack. I was like, oh yeah, I completely forgotten I had that thing. So I had to go back into the menu and see how I did it. And it was like you press circle and triangle, and he does this like swipe. But what we first have to do is stagger someone. So if you do heavy attack on like multiple different types of enemy, depending on the enemy type, you have to switch into a different stance. Blah blah blah. Loads of fucking shit going. And when you stagger them, like this little sort of arc above them sort of goes broken, and then you can do this like it's called Heavenly Strike, and you just go and just basically slice them in half. They don't literally physically fall in half, but your sword definitely goes through their midriff. And I'm like, well, that probably would have cut them in half, but it doesn't go full on gruesome. There's a version of this game that would be super gruesome. But yeah, it is fun. The combat's fun.
Yeah.
And it's varied. You can do there's different enemy types all the time, and you're switching between these stances, like whether they've got swords or shield or a spear or they're a big dude. Basically, there's 4 different stances you just pop into, and that means when you do your heavy attack, you're more likely to stagger them. But sometimes, literally, you won't be able to stagger a big guy if you're not in the right stance. And then stuff like that. So, it's cool.
Right. All right.
Let's go to Tsushima. More to come, still. Maybe for another fucking 4 weeks.
It sounds like you're only a third of the way through. Dave, you want to tick one off your list?
Yeah, I spoke about it earlier. I've been playing Borderlands 3. I've got no idea. Well, actually, I know why I picked it up because I had an email from 2K and said, "Oh, what did it say? There's some new skins, and we've noticed you haven't played any of the DLC that you had." I was like, that's weird, because last time I picked it up, I finished the game. Well, no, the last time I put it down, should I say, I finished the game. Since then, I didn't realise I had.
You had the special editions or something.
I had the special editions that had loads of DLC with it, and so I've been playing all the DLC.
So they just sent you an email. It's like, hey, we know you haven't played the DLC.
Yeah. There's some skins, and we've noticed that you haven't
How do
played
they
any
know
of the
that?
DLC. I've got no. I'm guessing
Because you've
because
linked your account.
it's always on. Yeah.
Well, you probably
it's
have to sign
on,
into an account or whatever. Or it knows your trophies or whatever. I don't fucking.
I have a 2K account.
Yeah.
So
I keep getting emails from Helldivers saying, "Why aren't you at your post, Helldiver?" Because I haven't played it in fucking ages.
So yeah, I'm guessing that's something to do with it. I'm guessing they can track your missions completed or whatever.
Oh, they know fucking everything.
But yeah, so I looked and I was like, the last time I played it was 2019.
What?
Which I'm guessing was before most of the DLC was released anyway. So yeah, so I picked it up. I was like, oh, there's loads of stuff. There's loads of content I haven't played. So I'm max level, which is 42, playing as Moz.
Is there not like
I recall you playing
a
Borderlands
different
before? So
yeah, we've talked about. We've definitely talked about Borderlands 3. I remember
Must
getting
been real
such
early days then.
Yeah, well, 2019. So yeah, when did we
I
start?
guess I don't know around then.
Is there like another progression method after you get to level 42?
72. There is there's Guardian tokens that you can use to upgrade your lots of different things, but like reload speed, shooting speed, accuracy, loads of different things. So yeah, you can continually upgrade. But also recently they've also made a change that if you have completed the story with one character, you can make another character from the beginning, which is max level, which is actually pretty cool, actually. So I might start a new character once I've done. I haven't finished all the DLC bits. I'm nearly there. There was 3 or 4. There was a Halloween pack. There was there was like 3 or 4 DLCs that I've sort of plowed through in the last week, which is good. But yeah, I might start again with a new character, as a different character. Because yeah, I've obviously played as Moz, who has a big mech that you can summon, and basically I've upgraded the mech so much that I can summon it like every 30 seconds, and it's a tank. It's like you just jump in and like all the bosses melt because of the way I've spec'd it. and the mods that I've got installed. So it's quite easy because I've obviously spec'd in a very specific way to choose it a little bit. But yes, I'm still enjoying it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go through and choose one of the other characters to go through because yeah, obviously I haven't played in 5 years.
Was it easy to pick it up
from the
again,
story. Yeah,
despite being like
yeah.
end game and not
Yeah,
played it for so long?
it's just aim down sights, shoot things. Like understand that certain weapons do better against certain enemies, and it displays it obviously. Like shielded enemies, you want to hit with energy. Armored energy, you want to hit with what's it called? Not poison, like acid. And then there's other various ones, and it's a loot game. You shoot and then like try and upgrade your gear and
Shoot and then you loot.
yeah, shoot and loot. That's so yeah, it's not difficult. You just plow through, and some guns work for you, some guns don't.
Is there still
Yeah.
bajillions of guns to choose from?
Yes, there is bajillions of guns. Yes, yeah, and that's why it's so difficult to choose. And like the upgrade path, like sometimes you find guns that on paper look brilliant, but then you play with it, it's like this is unusable, because it's just not in your playstyle, or in my playstyle, shall I say. So yeah, it is fun messing about with the different gun types and the different guns that you get and the how they play out. It's still very enjoyable.
Yeah, I think this was on PS Plus, and I probably own it on Epic. I think they gave it away on Epic as well, base game.
I think I bought it on Epic when it first
Yeah.
came out, and that's why I've got all the DLC with it. Yeah,
Yeah,
but they've probably given the standard version
yeah,
away.
I'm pretty sure I've got that on
away
Epic.
at some point.
And definitely have. It's
Yeah.
definitely on PS Plus. But I've installed it and played it for 25 points of PlayStation, whatever stars,
Right.
and then uninstalled it. Yeah. I played a lot of a looter shooter for quite a long time, so I don't know if I really want to do that again.
Fair enough.
Okay. What else? Neil, do you want to go again? Sorry.
Right. Okay, I'll do the Scottish game that I've been playing. It's not Macbeth in game form. It's the Scottish game called Still Wakes the Deep. It's very Scottish.
Now, Chill Robots had played this one, right?
Yes, he finished it, I believe. And I know Stu, off the old Veteran Gamers, was playing it a while back. It came to Game
Veteran
Pass.
Gamers. That's what they should rename themselves.
They're the over 55s. Yeah, so you basically, this is a sort of, it's not a walking simulator because it's a horror game basically. So you play this guy, Kaz, who is on a North Sea oil rig in 1975, and I can't remember how it starts, but basically, very shortly after the game starts, you find out you're a bit of a naughty boy back on the land, and that's why you've come to the oil rig to get away from the Rozzers. That's the police, for those who are not familiar.
Right.
And so the
Not
boss.
the band.
No, is there a band called the Rozzers?
No, there's a band called The Police.
Right. Right. Anyway, so yeah,
I think there was a Rozzers dog.
there's probably a band called the Rozzers. Let's be honest.
You know there is, don't you?
They might not be very good, but I'm almost certain there will be a band called that. So yeah, you quite early in the game, the boss calls you up to his office, and you've got to traverse this oil rig to get to see the boss. And he's a twat, obviously, because he's the boss. And he's only in everything. It's all about the money, blah blah blah. He'd have you doing this and that, and for the fucking 2 pence or whatever. And then, so there's they're an oil rig, so they're drilling into the seabed, and they can't. At some point, fairly early in the game, they're trying to get the drill to go through something that won't fucking go through, and the boss is like, "Just fucking drill, blah 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 blah, fucking blah," and that's when things go a little bit fucked up, because whatever you're drilling through was obviously some fucking weird trans-dimensional fucking entity or whatever. I don't know. It's some fucked up Resident Evil type shit starts going on. And there's this weird, funky, fleshy substance around the rig, and the rig's fucked up and falling apart. And one of your friends is fucking absorbed into a mass of flesh and starts acting fucked up and killing all of your mates and all that sort of shit kind of going on. So it's fucked up.
Shit.
Yeah, it's fucked up. And
The Thing.
Yeah, but I don't know. I've not seen the Thing. So, but
Wait
yeah.
a second. Didn't somebody post a picture of the Thing?
Yeah, that was Chill Robots.
Chill Robots
He posted
that as
picture
well.
of what's his face.
Yeah,
what's his name?
Yeah.
Kurt Russell putting his shades on.
I don't know. Murphy, isn't it?
I don't fucking know. I haven't seen it.
You've never seen The Thing?
No, I should. It's one of those things I should have seen, but I haven't.
Have you
I
seen
watched it a little while ago. I was talking about it. It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
It is good.
It's not as good as It's What's Inside, I bet.
It's better.
Yeah, probably.
It's
Anyway,
different. It's not the same.
Yeah, it's totally different. But anyway, so yeah, it's quite. There's no doubt about where you've got to go in this game. It's like you basically follow the yellow. It's one of those games. You know, in like all of those video game things. Like, where the fuck do I go now? Oh, there's a splash of yellow paint over there. I guess I'm going there. So it always basically tells you where to go, and you've just got to fucking follow it out and get shit scared occasionally of the fucking jump scares and what have you. And the fucking weird, like, because you're on this, I don't know, I've never been on an oil rig, but it feels quite realistic. Like, there's this phone system.
You as the type of guy who would be on an oil rig.
Yeah, I'm sure. There's a phone system basically. The phone rings, you pick up the phone, you press a button, and obviously there's a thing where it tells you where they're calling from. And that sort of shit. And then you have these conversations. So it's a bit walking simulator-y. Or a bit, I mean, it's not quite Outlast, but, you know, there is a bit where you have to hide in a cupboard and that sort of stuff. So largely, it's pretty intense when you're going through it, because you pick up a torch for your helmet as well. So, like, obviously what happens is you're flying, fucking trotting through all of the good bit, and as soon as something fucking scary comes, you can hear this creepy shit. Your fucking light starts flickering and you can't see properly and all that sort of stuff. So it does all of the fucking horror trope shit pretty well, I have to say. And it does make you like jump. And it's not really intensely scary, I guess. But at the same time, it's a pretty good spooky season game.
Spooky.
Yeah.
Nice.
There was one thing I was going to say. I can't fucking remember now. But yeah, so far, I think it's not very big. It's not very long. And like I say, you just follow the fucking signs and you go through and get scared occasionally. And apparently, I have heard this. You can choose the subtitle options to be what people are actually saying in Scottish, or Scottish English. It's not Gaelic or anything. You can play it in Gaelic, I think, actually. I think you can play the whole game in Scottish. There's an achievement to playing the whole game in Scottish Gaelic. I ain't fucking doing that. But the Scottish English is proper Scottish. And, you know, people get called cunts and things like that in Scottish accents. That's always hilarious. No, it's like, I think it's Western Scotland, I think. But I heard
Sorry if you were listening to this with your kids in the car.
As if they were.
That's Glaswegian.
Wait, we haven't dropped a C-bomb for ages. People were
What Pilch was on about 3 weeks ago?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, it's in the game.
We're trying.
It's in the game. I'm just describing what happens in the game. I don't normally say the C-bomb on here. I don't. Not on here. Not on here.
No?
No. I'd say a lot of Fs, but I don't know any Cs.
Right.
So yeah. Ain't finished it yet. I don't think there's much left to do because I don't think it outstays its welcome. So it's only like 4 or 5 hours long.
Game Pass.
Yes, a good Game Pass job.
All right. So that still wakes the deep then.
Yes,
I'm just going to keep moving us along because we got shit tons still to go.
it's not that much.
Yeah, well. I have been playing Silent Hill 2. I'm going to interject here with one that I'd forgotten about. My son bought it. Oh, yeah, you were in
Did
the
he get it from
conversation.
Green Man
Neil.
Gaming?
No, I don't think he did. He didn't get it on Steam. He did, I'm not sure where he got
It's
it
on
from.
Steam. It is on Steam because I keep seeing it on Steam achievements to come out.
Yes.
So I didn't buy it from Steam, but
He
it's a
didn't
Steam
buy it
code.
from Steam, I don't think. I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, I can't. Whatever.
Anyway, it was available from a couple of places.
I never
about 20%
played.
off.
Yeah, I never played Silent Hill back in the day, or I may have played a little bit of Silent Hill back in the day. So I have no, like my son, neither of us have any sort of rose-tinted spectacles for this game. I think a lot of people do, from what I'm understanding.
Fog misted spectacles, maybe.
Yeah, very good. So I think there's a huge audience for this game where they're like, this is the game that I loved when I was a kid, and now to see it remastered is good. I'm not sure that we're going to end up having the same experience. My son's finished it, and I think thoroughly unimpressed is probably
Really
his statement for that. I'm only just started it so far. I quite like it so far. I think it looks
you
good.
liked what's it, Evil Within, didn't you? You liked that.
Yeah. So I'm sort of like, I also haven't talked too much to my son about it because he's an incredible spoiler sometimes when he's just gushing to talk about it. I'm like, dude, can't talk to me about it. Like if I'm playing it right now, I don't want to talk to you about any of it. So I've been a little bit harsh on that. So I need to play it. I need to get stuck into it a little bit more.
Well, he won't be playing it anymore, so you're quite free to just crack on.
But from what he was saying, I think he was quite into the atmosphere. He was quite spooked out by it. Like the start, you go down this misty lane through a graveyard and into a village or a town or whatever. That's
Silent
abandoned.
Hill, a town called Silent Hill.
I guess I think it was called Silent Hill, and but I mean, I was just like, where's the run button? I looked around at everything and whatever, but I wasn't spooked out at all. I went, I'm just going through the motions, going through it so far. That being said, I still think there's some potential in there for some jump scares I'm waiting for.
Oh yeah. This is more less action and more sort of puzzles than like the Resi remix.
That's what I'm waiting to find out, is how I'm going to get along with it, because I'm sort of like, where's my gun? Come on, give me my gun.
You're definitely going to have to shoot things with no heads or bodies or legs on both ends and shit like that, aren't you?
Yes, I don't know. I can't remember the old game, so I don't know. So I'm hoping I get a gun. From what I understand, I don't think there's much. It's not as Resident Evil-y. There's not as much gunplay as something like Resident Evil, which a lot of people will go, there's no fucking gunplay in Resident Evil.
Well, it wasn't there originally, was it? Originally, there wasn't.
Yeah.
Nah, well, it was
minimal. Yeah,
they became more actiony.
You're both right.
As they went on.
It definitely became more actiony, but even originally, I mean, you did have a gun and you
were
shooting stuff.
Yeah,
you were a cop.
Yeah, but you were but Resident Evil very much hobbled you in gun use, right?
Yeah, you only had about 6 bullets.
Yes.
So you didn't do a lot of shooting.
So I think that degree of gunplay, if that's coming up, then so be it. I mean, anyway, we'll see. It looks nice.
I saw a picture where it's been modded and they've taken all of the fog out and it looks fucking amazing.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That's
like the actual detail they've rendered the place in and then just filled it with this fog. So you can't see any of it. It's quite depressing in a way.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. I mean, it looks good to me. I'm playing it with Japanese voices and subtitles.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which I pretty much
not Japanese subtitles, I assume.
Not Japanese subtitles. No. Yeah, it's all right. That's Silent Hill 2, so I got to play some more of it before I can.
It's not going to be Resident Evil 2. You know that. Going in. It's not Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I sort of know that. So
It's much less action and more puzzles.
Yeah, I need to get on with it, because otherwise I'm going to lose it. So I do need to get on with it. But I sort of made a promise to my son that I would keep playing it, so I better do that. So yeah, Silent Hill 2. we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I didn't expect that to be on the docket this week, but it is. So, Dave, what else you got?
A game I played with Neil. So Neil can talk with me about this. Although we played slightly different games on it. Delta Force Hawk Ops demo. This is a massively multiplayer online shooter with Tarkov options, which I played a game of that.
It's a combination of things.
And a Battlefield-esque multiplayer shooter, which is a sort of a progression of
I can't remember what
attacking.
There's a game mode
and
in
defending.
Battlefield that is exactly the same as this mode. I can't remember what it's called. Whether it's Breakthrough or something like that, I think.
Yeah, that might be it. Yeah, so you're attacking a point on the map, or 2 points on the map, and if you attack them and hold them for a length of time, which is like not long, you progress to another point on the map where you're going to hold 2 more points, and it goes through. And if the attacking force gets to the end and captures the last 2 ones, they win the map. And it's 32 on 30.
I don't know how many. It just felt like there was fucking hundreds of people playing at one game. I was just like, there's just fucking people everywhere. This is insane.
Yeah. So it's good. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
That bit was good.
Yeah.
It was very Battlefield. It did feel a lot like Battlefield.
Yeah.
Like you could well have just been like, even the way the bits pop up at the bottom, it looked just like playing Battlefield 2142 or whatever it is.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a bit of destructibility on there, so things happened in the map once flags were captured.
Yeah, there's classes, operators, and you like dropping ammo crates. It's literally like rips off shitloads of Battlefield types of ideas.
Yeah. The Tarkov part, which you didn't play, Neil, but
I did.
I
did. I didn't play with you. I did play it on my own.
Okay.
But I didn't get very far. It's Tarkov as fuck, is what I thought.
Right. It's just I jumped in and there was 3.
Did you join up with some randoms in your team?
Yeah, I did join up with some
randoms. I went solo.
Yeah. They obviously knew what they were doing, so they were running around shooting people, and I was trying to help. But yeah, there's like permanent injuries. So if you get shot, you can bandage it, but you've still got a injury. So
your arm might not work as well or something. So which means you shoot as well and all that shit. It's Tarkov as fuck.
Yeah. So
and the UI is super, like, goes from totally Battlefield in one game mode where it rips off Battlefield to totally Tarkov ripped off in the Tarkov game mode. Everything's exactly like Tarkov, from what I can see. The little fucking you've got like little Resident Evil style compartments to all of your like storage where you have to fit things in the right way, so like that. Like if you pick up, you have little ammo clips in your
stuff.
Well, it does it automatically for you. To be fair, as long as you move things in the right way, like a gun that's like showing horizontally, if you put it in and it will fit vertically or flips it.
Right.
Vertically.
Okay.
But yeah, you're basically going around looting, like killing NPCs, like guards or whatever they are. I can't remember what nation state or whatever it is you're attacking. There is all that shit in there. But
where's this game come from?
The people who made Delta Force fucking about 30 years ago, I think, are actually involved in this. And I think there might be some Battlefield people involved.
And they did say there's some Black Hawk Down.
There's a Black Hawk Down remaster, is a campaign, which is set in 1995 or whatever it is, when it is actually originally from. And then the rest of the stuff is based in 2035 or whatever, in the near future. The modern combat.
How are you going back to it?
I don't know what the state of. I don't know when it's coming out properly.
Oh. It's free.
And if it's going to, I think it is. I thought it's going to be free, a free-to-play game.
Yeah.
Which also brings in some problems potentially.
Yes. Well, I had my experience going into the game, so Dave and Neil are already downloaded, installed, and I had to wait.
We were in a game because you have to do a little tutorial before.
Yeah. So I was off. They were playing. I was waiting. My game loaded up. I had to go in and out of it twice for some reason. I can't remember why. I think I fucked something up. And then I went into the lobby. I looked down in the corner, and the chat boxes are just going. And I'd not even
Not
no
repeatable.
time before I saw words that I just do not want to see, and opinions being expressed that I just noped out of there. That was it. I was just like, see you later. This is not what I sign up for at the end of my day. I've become far too insulated from the great unwashed
You
to
know
put
those
up with
people
that.
playing
This is
those
not
games that you
Xbox
play.
360
You just
time
don't see
again.
that. It's just I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't look at that shit. It's not.
I and I wouldn't. And if there was a way, and I'm sure there'd be a way to switch it off. And
Yeah.
what was it like? We almost never play Valorant with, opposing
Normal,
team chat.
You just
or anything
mute
like
the chat.
that, or
You mute
to,
the chat.
I do everything I can to insulate me from just that
The
horribleness.
toxic twats.
Toxicity, yeah. And so to see that, I was just like, no, I'm not giving this the time of day. See you later. And I wanted to play Hunt anyway, so.
Well, you weren't in the right frame of mind to play. Obviously, this was just like, just fucking ignore that shit. There's not, there's no voice chat in the game. Didn't hear a voice in the game. Didn't hear loads of obnoxious dickheads or anything like that. There was no text chat in the game. Once you're in the game, you don't have to deal with that shit.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
And those people
However,
are in all the fucking games we play. You know that.
I'm sure
you
they
just
oh,
don't
yeah,
have to
I'm
deal
sure,
with it.
I'm sure they are. Yeah. Anyway, right. That was
So-
me having me clutching my pearls, I'm afraid.
You hear Duke moaning on the Veteran Gamers about the toxic twats in fucking Rocket League all the time. But he
Oh, I
still
know.
plays. He's played thousands of hours that game because he just
Yeah.
the game's all right. Well, if you get past all of that shit.
Dude, I have enough problems with toxicity of my friends, let alone.
Wow.
Oh. What did you want? Do you think what? I think I mean you? What are you talking about?
I don't know. You may have more friends. I don't.
I only play with you. So
yeah.
anyway, all right. Delta
So-
Force Hawk Ops
It's free Tarkov. And,
with toxicity added in.
well, I'm pretty sure that's in Tarkov as well, to be honest.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
I ain't played that for a long time. And this is more... This is
You
like
have
a...
Tarkov?
I have Tarkov, yeah. But
Oh.
I just was like, no. I'm big noped out of it, and you can't refund it, obviously, once you bought it.
Yeah, I never got into
It was... This is This is like friendly Tarkov, instead, apart from that bullshit.
It didn't look very friendly to me.
Well, like I said, once you're in the game, that is not an issue. It's
right. Okay.
It's but yeah, the Tarkov
So what
game
should
mode
people
is-
do then?
Well, maybe if you wanted to, and you don't look at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, is you can check it out.
Yay! All right, good. Can we move on?
Yeah.
All right.
What's next?
I have played some Balatro. I got my Balatro bug on again this week. Probably because I have started playing on my iPad a lot, and of course my iPad account is fresh, so there's tons of stuff I don't have on there, tons of decks that aren't
What is
locked.
it?
It's fresh.
It didn't come through. Wait, the
Didn't come
sound-
through
sound
Discord yet.
confused it.
Wiki, but for fresh.
Oh, so it hasn't linked your Steam account.
No,
to
I'm not
your-
linked. So it's all
Right.
wiki, but fresh. So I got to unlock all the decks and whatever. And I also know Gary is playing it. Friend of the show, Defo, is playing it, and
Are you?
he has.
Are you? What do they call that? Friends on Apple? Arcade Friends, whatever it's called. You can do that. can't
We're
you?
not actually, but I think we should be really because we're both playing. I think he's playing on Apple Arcade.
Yeah, I still haven't
I'm not playing on
activated
Apple Arcade. I just bought the app, but
Only what is it? About £8 and £10 or something in GBPs. I don't know what it was in Canadian.
something like that. I don't think it was. I think I ended up paying $12 for it or something. I don't know. Probably way less than I would pay for heroin. Let's just remember that.
And it's a one-time deal.
I'm chasing the Balatro dragon every day, and yeah. So anyway, I got all the decks to unlock, and so I'm.
Oh my
I have.
god,
I
you have
have.
played fucking loads.
The game is giving me stuff to do because I just realized, shit, I want these decks unlocked. So I'm going to do all those, and I'm going to run a stake run up to gold stake at some point. Get the gold stake done. So I've got goals.
To give you achievements.
It does actually, yeah. So, yep, it's good. Remains good. Yeah, I want to have a nerd.
You got used to the sweeping and swiping and all that sort of stuff.
Yes, good point, Neil. That is very good. I love it. The controls on the iPad are excellent. Once you get used to that drag and drop, it's just brilliant. You can just cane through a game nice and quick. It's as suspected, and thankfully, it's implemented great and it's as good as it should be on there. So it's
Good.
cool. Yep, very good. Very pleased with that.
How long before you're back into a Hearthstone addiction again or something?
I think I revisited Hearthstone within the last year, which is, I could go. Actually, as soon as you mentioned and I start thinking about Hearthstone, I start to hear that sound of the cards banging against other cards.
Yeah.
Yes, I could go back and do some Hearthstone.
Some other friends of the show are pretty hard into Magic the Gathering.
Yes.
So is that on an iPad? I assume it is.
I think it is. I've gone down the path of I think Magic's just a little bit too deep for me. That's what I suspect.
Well, you got pretty deep into Balatro.
Yeah, but I think Balatro is less. You can go deep in it, of course. I think it's less tools. Do you know what I mean? Like in a card, it's more like, I think, Slay the Spire level of tools you have to deal with. I think Magic takes it way beyond that. I don't know.
There's a lot of cards in Magic.
Yeah, I have no idea what I'm talking about, but that's what I suspect. Yeah, so Balatro's cool. In case you didn't know.
Never heard of it.
Makes your PP bigger.
Does it?
No. What else we got?
Well, I ain't got nothing.
Neil.
I'll go quickly on mine because mine's only a quick one. I've been playing some more TCG Card Shop Simulator.
How do you feel about that?
It makes me feel good.
Until you think about it.
For the very short time that I get the nice cards, and then I look at my time played and go, yeah, that was a mistake. But I must say, friend of the show, Arnie,
he's gone really balls to
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen Arnie for a few days.
Well, that's because he's been playing this fucking game.
Yes.
Oh, shame.
He bought it 7 days ago, and he's put 30 hours into it.
Oof.
He's gone deep.
He has. We've lost him. Do we need an intervention?
Might want to get hold of his missus.
I suspect one or two things. Either he's had a holiday for a week, or he hasn't had a holiday and he's got a proper problem on his hands.
He's got a problem. I love it.
Yeah. So I thought I had a problem. I know. Not my problem with it is not as half as bad as poor old Arnie's.
Right.
Yeah.
So where are you in this then?
I'm behind Arnie now. So he's got more achievements.
Did he tell you what his shop's called?
No.
It's not a very pleasant name.
Oh, he did tell us this the other day.
There might be another C-bomb coming.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. He did say it. I think that was just as he was starting his.
Yeah, but you can't change the title of his shop apparently. No, so he's stuck. He's stuck with cunty chops.
Yeah. So he's gone over level 50. He's.
What are the levels?
The levels indicate like how much money you've earned, and you get experience for the types of cards that you unlock, and how many customers you have and how much they buy stuff. So I'm level 45, which has taken 20 hours, and he's over 50 now, and he's put 30 hours in, and he's gone way past me.
He's all in. He's all in. It's brilliant.
He's all in. Yeah.
It's all happened because you didn't play Stationeers for a week, Dave.
Yes. Well, yeah. Between Borderlands and the couple of hours I played Delta Force, I've not played much this week. So yeah, that's it. That's all my games. I only played like TCG for an hour or so.
That's brilliant. TCG is
Yeah.
delivered with that story. That's great.
Yeah.
Makes me do you want to talk about Hunt Showdown? Then I'll finish on mine.
Man, I've played fucking loads of Hunt Showdown this week.
Right.
I noticed. I think it was the last couple of days. I was seeing Hunt Showdown being played outside of what I would call normal hours.
Well, like I say, I've been on off.
Oh,
work
you've been
a
on
week.
holiday, haven't you? Yeah, of course.
So I've been
fair
like,
enough.
get up whatever time, get dressed, have some food, maybe have a wash, maybe not. Maybe just fucking boot up Hunt Showdown and wait for Grid Bug to go. Oi, oi! And then we play Hunt Showdown all afternoon for about 3 days solid, and then all evening after we'd eaten. So, fuck it. The new event started.
Yeah,
week.
talk us through what's going on with the new stuff then, because I'm a bit out of the loop.
What we've got is they have launched Harvest of Ghosts for the spooky season.
Ooh, spooky.
So what they've done is they have multiple events throughout the year, and
it's another event.
So this is on till sometime in November, so it's relatively short. I think it's about 5 to 6 weeks. So there's a battle pass that you can buy to get cosmetics and your in-game premium currency returned. And they've added some new stuff for this Harvest of Ghosts event, which is not Harvest Moon, Harvest of Ghosts. It is. So you have the same maps that we've had recently. So we've only got the 2 maps running, and they've introduced a new gamer mode, which runs.
Oh, I did play this game mode. Yeah.
Yeah, Bounty Clash has been introduced, which is a short 15-minute max of game mode versus the normal game is 45 minutes max. And what they've done is each map is a kilometre by kilometre, isn't it, or something like that in sort of real world terms. And so each map has 12 compounds on, maybe 12 sort of named areas. So what they've done into the Bounty Clash is you're restricted to like a circular area around one of the compounds, and there is always a boss in each area which has already been killed, but someone has to go into where the boss is and banish the boss, which is like the thing where you go in and basically press F on the boss and then wait for the boss to complete
the process of the boss
banishing.
Cooking.
Yeah. Once he's simmered gently for a period of time, which is a shorter period of time in this game mode than normal, then you can pick up the bounty and get the fuck out.
So I played this, and yes, it was a smaller area. There were 2 extraction points, which I thought was a bit odd.
And they're marked on your compass at the top.
Yeah, you can see them, which way they are, which was very helpful as I was running away for my life.
So all you've got to say.
Well, no, it's like it was pretty good. I know I've talked to somebody before who wants more action in their Hunt Showdown. This is a good way to get it. I mean,
I don't know. See, we played all last night. Me and Matt played this mode for all night.
Right.
And you can have action, or you can have no action.
Right.
But
if you are going beeline, just go. I mean, you have to play it like go straight for the bounty. I would have thought, right? If that's what you want.
If you want action, that's what
you go straight for the bounty. You're now committed to being those bounty holders, and then you're going to get out, and people are going to stop you. So you have action quickly, right? It's action that you have in the main game, but it's boiled down to a short section. They've taken out that sort of 15-minute lead up. And they've taken away the 5 minutes of extraction of you trying to get out, right? It's quick. But if you want to go in and stealth it still and sit there in a corner, and I don't know
We
players
definitely
like
did that.
I can't
You may
imagine
have
why.
predicted this may have happened.
Yeah, I know what I need to do when I get you back from Matt. I need to recondition
No,
you.
no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you
I
don't.
need to, I need to turn you back into the fighting
'Cause
machine.
I convinced him in the end. I was like, it depends where you spawn, really, how you're going to play. Because there was a game that we spawned in, and we were spawned in a mine. And I was like, said to Matt, I was like, I don't think we should stay in the mine. This is not a good place to be. People could come from like multiple different ways through this mine. We'll hear them, won't really know exactly where they are. But then other people will just fucking stomp us from another direction, and we'll be stuck in the fucking mine with nowhere to go. So I want to get out of the mine. And he was like, no, it's fine here. There's loads of people running around right in front of me. I was like, fine. Next thing you know, he's dead. And then shortly afterwards, I'm dead. And I was like, it took about 10 minutes to get to that point where we just stood around doing fuck all. And I was like, I don't like this. We shouldn't be sat in the mine. Apparently, Arnie says he told the story differently. No, this is definitely what happened. You're getting the true events here.
This podcast is the truth.
Anyway, so that was only one of the games we played. So I don't recommend personally staying in the mines. It seems like a bad move because you're just restricting your move at the end of the day. But yeah, we had a lot of games in the end last night of this, and there is a time for creeping around and not moving, and there is a time for just you got to go for it. We did extract quite a lot of bounties in the end. To
be honest,
but basically we just let
there,
everyone else kill everyone and then just finish off the last few and fucking knock the bounties and go out.
Yeah.
Because there was definitely
to be honest,
a lot of people.
on my game, I sat there doing, like, there was tons of fighting going around me, so I just waited it out. But once they banished inside, I knew I had to go, because if I didn't go...
Yeah, it's not very far to run from the bounty to the extraction.
There's no point in being in this game if you're trying to survive and get out a lot, I mean, what's the point, right?
That's what I kept saying. I was like, he was like,
you're not here to live.
This guy's level 37. I was like, why have you brought a level 37 guy into the game? My guy's a free hunter. I'm not taking anyone who's not costing me a
penny. It makes no sense. You have to be. It's got to be a throwaway hunter, right? And so
there are advantages for bringing in like an semi-experienced hunter with a few traits, and like maybe you've got fanning for one of your pistols so that you can blat off a few rounds, whereas everyone else is just running a free hunter. It's just like trying to shoot off like and then run away. But
yeah, that's true. That's a fair enough point. I wouldn't bring in a high level though.
I just picked a free hunter, and if we survived, great. And if we didn't, it didn't cost me anything. But if we survived, I could go, okay, I can bang a load of traits on now.
Now you mention it, that's probably the best thing for it, right? Start of a night, play a few rounds of that, get your sort of self warmed up, and if you win one, your hunter gets traits, go play the main game with that hunter who's now got trait points.
Yeah.
Right? So as a warm up, yeah.
I don't know, if you're choosing it as a warm up, you definitely have to go in early, because otherwise everyone just kills each other and there's nothing left to fucking.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. But you just treat it as a throwaway match, right?
Yeah,
Take
exactly.
a free hunter, throw him out,
literally
on the
don't spend a penny
bodies.
on it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then if you happen, by the time you get a victory in it, you're probably warmed up. That hunter now has trait points to take into the main game, and away you go and play the rest of your night.
Well, I played a few solos, because the twist with this one is if you go as a solo normally, you get to choose whether you go up against duos or trios. But in this game, there is no option. You are up against potentially trio teams of 3, or duos, or other solos. You don't fucking know what you're going into. I don't think I've actually played a game with the trios in.
I played my game and I went into the building and didn't realize I was up against a duo, but I still killed them. And then
I killed a duo earlier.
And then I got out because I'm fucking great.
Yeah, so the
only game I've played. I've got 100% win record. I'm not playing again.
Yeah, well, I played a game. I was like 20 to 10, 20 to 9 this evening. I was like, fuck it, I've got 15 minutes. It's only 15-minute game. I can go and play a game of Hunt, Bounty Clap. And I'll definitely be ready for the show. So I went in, and I'm on my own, so I'm a bit cagey when I'm on my own. I'm like, let's just proceed. I was like, creep around, get myself in a safe spot. The extraction was right near me. So I was like, if it all goes to shit, then I can just get out. But I don't. Literally, it was a free hunter. I didn't care. So I was like, I'll just go around the corner and let's see what plays out. So I just sat there, nothing really was going on in the bounty. I was like, this is a bit odd. This is normally like within seconds, usually there's someone fucking shooting somebody. And I've never been that close to anybody when I've started the game. So anyway, I fucking went round this corner, there's a big stack of rocks from one direction basically protecting me. And within a couple of minutes, I hear footsteps coming my way. I'm like, okay. From where I spawned. So they obviously spawned further away, and they're doing the outskirts. And they're sweeping the outskirts and see what's going on. So I'm like, right, I'll just wait here. I had dum rounds in my fanned pistol. So I just waited. And then the two of them come round the corner right near me. I'm like, just waited for my shot, basically. And I was like, here he comes. He just basically walked straight in front of my crosshairs and went, bang! So he's bleeding with my dum rounds, because that's what they do. They make you bleed. And his mate's like, oh, what the fuck? Didn't know what to do. And then, so I shot the guy twice. He's dead. And then his mate fucking ran off initially. And then he was like, obviously didn't really know what to do. So
Did
I
you
was
set
just,
his body on fire?
no, I didn't need to. I was like, fuck it, I don't need to. So I didn't have any fuses or anything. So I was just like, I'll just wait. If he reses him, fine. I'm going to shoot him. So I could hear him mooching around. But he went, I think he went above. So yeah, he doesn't know where I am because he hasn't got a bounty or anything. Other than his mate. So I looted his mate while he was dead. So his mate could have told him that I was looting it. Because obviously you can hear that when that happens if you're dead. But if he's decided to watch his mate, he won't have heard it, obviously. So anyway, I looted his mate. I was in this tree, just fucking completely covered with camouflage, basically, and I hear him like creeping up around the top of me. I'm like, oh, okay, what's he going to do? So I have my gun pointing up, and then I hear the as the guy gets back up. So he's obviously necromancered him from a distance. I just turned around and shot him again, and he went down straight away. And then his mate's like, oh, fuck it. So we had a little dozy-do for about 2 minutes, and then I shot him as well. So that's two kills. And then in the meantime, I could hear it all kicking off around the bounty, which is literally like 50 meters away, say, in game. And then it all went quiet, and I was like, okay. So I trotted off down to the bounty, and well, everyone's dead. Loads of people dead. Bodies everywhere. The bounty's there. I just picked up the bounty and just trotted off out.
Nice.
Like, you do the dark scan, and it's just like, there's no one. I'm like, great. Because basically, if you're in the middle where the bounty is, and you can do a dark sight scan, you can see the whole area in dark sight, because it's got enough range, 150 meters or whatever, to see the whole area that you're in. I'm like, well, there's no one here. Great. Everyone's fucking killed each other. I've killed 2 guys, one of them twice. So that's 3 kills for me, and a bounty, and I leave. Lovely.
Nice. Well done.
Yeah. But I don't think I've actually played against trios. And there's never been like 12 people in a game, I don't think, either, that I've played.
That's one thing I didn't check, actually. I'm not sure how many were in the game. I know there were a few.
There was about 7 dead bodies near the bounty when I went walking around. But yeah, and I'd killed 2 plus me. That's about 10, maybe. But I don't know if they're filling the games. It's only going to run after this week. It finishes on the 20th, and then they're running it Friday to Sunday for the next 5 weeks or whatever. But they're experimenting with new things. It's interesting. They've fixed a load of shit that was busted. It's not perfect still, but it's definitely better.
Single player mode they had in there before, did they get rid of that? They turfed that.
I can't remember what it's called.
I can't remember what it was called either. Oh.
I think they may have got rid of it. I can't remember what it's called now.
Because I think
I don't know. It's still there because it's still
splitting the player base, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said like they're only going to run it at weekends when they know obviously most people are playing, so they can afford to split the player base a bit on a weekend, probably because more people are probably playing.
Yeah.
But it's fresh, new. Everyone's in there. The player base is probably high when the new event launches.
It's what?
You heard.
All right. Okay. Well, that's enough for Hunt then. All right.
Hunt's good still.
Yeah,
best game ever.
I look forward. Yeah, it might be. Could be. All right. I'll finish off then on. I went to my library. I didn't expect it to come in this soon, actually, but it did. Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom.
New Zelda.
The new Zelda game.
What is that noise in the background? Sounds like a.
Okay. Yeah, that's an ice cream truck.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, it's been warm today. That ice cream truck. There we go. Sorry, I just shut my window. Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. So I loaded that up. And I suppose the first thing is, yes, it's a Nintendo first-party title. It's Zelda. It's got chops. It's a lovely little game. It's done in the same style as the remaster of Link's Awakening, that sort of top-down, cutesy sort of Zelda look or whatever. It's yeah, one of the things, I guess, if you imagine that it's split into squares, right? Everything occupies a square. It's quite big. It's quite a big game. The squares are quite big. Does that make sense? It's not like, it doesn't
What do you
feel
mean?
so say you went back in time and you were playing Link to the Past,
You moved like a
right?
square at a time, kind of thing, didn't you?
When you put a jar down or a thing down, it occupies a square, right? When you put
Tile.
a tile, right? Yeah, the tile sizes in this tend to feel much larger. It's much
You're
almost
not
like a.
restricted to literally moving tile to tile, though, in this game. You're...
No, you're not. No, sorry, I don't mean that. It sounds really odd what I'm trying to say, but I'm just trying to say it's almost more zoomed in, right? It's
Yeah.
not such a you're not panned out as much with what you're seeing in the world. That's what it feels like anyway, and I think that's purposeful because the whole premise of the game is that you can cast what they call echoes, and so basically you walk around, you see something like a pot, it's shining, you press your button and you learn how to echo that pot, and then you have your magic wand and you can create a pot in front of you, and you can create 3 at a time of anything. All the things that you've echoed and learned, you can create those, right? So I'm getting probably ahead of myself, but not that it's really important, but you don't actually play as Link, you play as Zelda, right? So that's a first for these titles. You're actually playing Zelda and you're trying to rescue Link. So you don't have a bow and arrow, you don't have, the typical stuff. So you
don't have combat skills.
No, so you have a magic wand, which something that floats around you has given you, and you can create things. So
But you can anything that's not like the environment, but objects in the environment you can repeat. Because I'm just watching, and they're Zelda.
No, not everything though.
She's like spawning beds to jump on top of, and
right.
tables.
So the first thing you do is like you get spoilers here, but you get imprisoned or whatever like that. And so one of the ways to get out of the prison is to echo a table, and that's your first thing you learn, and then it wants you to place the table so that you can get out through a specific spot, right? That's the training part of it all. And then you get beds are incredible. Okay, before I say this, how we went from what was the Zelda game? Breath of the Wild, right?
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild, nice Zelda game, open, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then we went to Tears of the Kingdom when you could start really doing some crazy shit with, creating stuff, gluing things together and all that. And it almost be like Nintendo gave you the keys to the shop, right? So you can just do whatever you want. It feels like they're doing this in this one because you can start to get to places, like you can cast beds to get across things, or you can sink things into water or whatever it may be. Like, I get the feeling that this is just coming. There's tons. Even though I'm in the early stages, I feel like just beyond this, sort of like this whole world is about to open up on the possibilities of what you can do and how you can get to places. And I'm sure it's only a matter of time before the speedrunners start getting their hands on it, and they're saying, well, I can get over to this spot that you're not supposed to be able to get to because I crafted 2 beds and then went through this and did this with a pot. It's not that linear Zelda game. They're opening it up, I think, with loads of stuff that you can do. So it's pretty neat. I haven't played a lot of it so far, probably maybe an hour in or so. Now and it looks lovely, and Zelda cuteness, and it's slick, it's tight. You can tell it's just like it's got the Nintendo seal of quality. But, and this is the big but, the problem I have is it is fucking framey on the Switch.
Really?
Like,
it looks great
yeah.
on whatever. Maybe I'm watching an emulated version.
Yeah,
because
possibly.
it looks smooth as fuck.
I don't know. So there's been a lot of points. Like, there's an early point where you go visit it's based on the same map as that classic Hyrule map, like the same as Link's Awakening or whatever. It wouldn't be surprised me what they're copy and pasting, if they're copy pasting a ton of it. And you go into the castle, and it was like super framey going in the castle, and then lots of times when you're hitting a new area, the frames just suddenly drop, and then I guess once it gets comfortable with having all the assets in or whatever of the area in, it settles down. And it's supposed to be much better in dungeons than it is on the overworld. But it's not great. I mean, I'm sure the Switch 2 will run it without breaking a sweat whenever that comes.
It's
But
not the first time I've heard that. It's like, this is a game released on the Switch, meant for the Switch 2.
yeah, bingo, Dave. Right? You're just like,
Almost like it should have been
okay.
out by now.
Yeah.
Almost
Switch
like
2, that is.
they've put it out on the Switch, hoping for a good amount of sales, and then the Switch 2 will come along and have a
They could buy it
upgrade.
again.
Yeah, that's it. If they do that, because we don't officially know if there's backwards compatibility.
They have
But yeah.
to, surely.
If they're going to call it Switch something, it has to work with everything that's already out. If otherwise, you might as well call it something else. Otherwise,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
They might do. We
Yeah.
don't know. We don't know. They might.
Yeah.
It might be called the I don't know, Mitch.
Maybe.
the toggle, Nintendo
Well, I
toggle.
tell you, yeah. So it's a
Oh,
little
the
bit.
fidget. The fidget. There you go.
So I'm not sure what's going to happen with this. I've got it from the library, so I have it for the week. I think I'll put in some more time. It is nice. Like, it's a nice sit down, pick it up and play it. So yeah, I'm not gagging to get in there and play it, but I will play it. It's nice. But I hope it improves on that framiness or whatever. I think if it continues at what I think is as bad as it's been, I'll probably just bin it off and come back to it later.
Or you Switch 2, or
Yeah,
maybe alternate methods.
I've never. Yeah, well, I'm not really too bothered about emulating it. That's not really my. I can't be bothered.
It's getting more difficult to do that anyway with the Switch.
Well, yeah, and I can't be bothered. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But you know what? I mean, if it was running 100%, it would be. It's cool. It's cool. It's great. It's good. It's cool.
It's different.
A little bit framey.
Different.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a nice twist as well. The fact that you're not playing Zelda, you're not playing Link. So, which is interesting because I was sort of like, well, now they've taken that away. They're almost removing the IP that I'm here for. It feels like with no Link there. But it hangs on to enough of it that I suppose the quality is shining through. That's the thing. It doesn't matter. The quality is you put in your trust in in its association with the traditional IP that it's going to be quality. So I think it will be. It's good. It's pretty neat. It's got stuff
End of the day, it is a Nintendo first party, so
exactly.
It's not going to be
They
bad.
don't do too many dodgy ones, do they?
They don't do very many dodgy Zelda games anymore. Yeah, but it's pretty neat. And just like I was just going to say, one of the things like you can do is like you echo the bad guys. So now you can cast bad guys. So they do the fighting for you because you can't hit anything.
Because you're Zelda. You're Zelda.
You're Zelda, yeah. You don't.
But she's a girl.
I guess. Are you gender assuming? I don't know.
Well, she is a girl, isn't she not?
I don't know. Who am I to gender assume?
I don't know. Maybe I am assuming, but I'm pretty sure she is.
But yeah. So yeah, that's pretty neat. So like you come across bad guys and then you just cast them down, which actually is very helpful because it means you're using the controls more. So that's becoming a little bit more intuitive as you get along.
Once you drop something in, you don't control it. It's like a auto battler type of thing.
Yeah, when you cast a monster in, then it just comes in. It goes.
But it's not. It doesn't turn aggro against you. It's just.
No, it goes. It battles for you. Yeah, it goes aggro against the monsters that are in front of it. Yeah.
They can't turn it against you though.
No.
Not yet, anyway.
Not that I've noticed yet. So, but yeah, I need to get stuck in and play a little bit more. So far, okay.
A newish game on the podcast.
Yes. Yeah.
I was attempting to sort out the fucking mess that is Hitman during the week as well.
Right.
What do you mean sort out the mess?
Well, trying to fucking work out what I've got, what I can play in the new engine, and what I can't, and all that sort of bollocks.
Okay.
So I've sussed out that on Epic I can play Hitman 1 in the Hitman 3 engine. But on the IO Interactive website, it says I own Hitman 2 on Steam, but I haven't managed to get that working in Hitman 3. or I can't install Hitman 2 from Steam. I'm like, what the fuck? Don't know what's going on. So I want to play Hitman, so I might end up just reinstalling
Well, you
the
got
Epic
Hitman.
version. I've got Hitman 1.
Yeah.
But
No, you want to play Hitman 2, you say?
I want to play 2. Or maybe
I'll
if I've got it, then I want it. If I don't have it, then I don't care. I just want to know what I
I
fucking
think you're
got.
worrying about semantics. Just play the fucking
I'll
game.
play a Hitman 1 on Epic. I'd like to have it on Steam, is what I want.
Tell it
Why
like
on
it is,
Steam, then?
Dave.
Well, I'm going to
Yeah,
have to wait for it to go on sale then. Because I'm not
Do
buying
ya?
shit that I already own.
You
All
don't
right.
own it, though. Steam has
Oh,
told
this
you.
is true.
You
I
don't
own a
own it.
license. I own a
Yeah.
license somewhere.
That's it. That's some new
Some news.
fucking some new news. Steam tells
It's not
you
really
when you buy
new.
stuff.
Because they've always told you that now they have to tell you.
No. Yeah.
No, they always
yeah.
says you are, when you read the EULA or whatever, it says you are obtaining a
Oh
license.
yeah, they're expecting you to read 57
Now it just tells
pages
you
of-
up front,
yeah.
you are buying a license to play this.
Yeah, you're buying a license to access this content. And then Good Old Games came back about 8 hours later and said, you own everything because you've downloaded the installer, so you own it. Yeah.
Well, it's always
Yeah.
been the way on Good Old Games. You've owned everything. Because they do. Well, they've always done it that way. There's no bullshit there.
There's there's no
But
there's no
if they sell you a game when you sign up to an end user license agreement in that game, I'm sure there's probably some fucking disclaimer in there that you don't really own anything. Anyway.
Anywho, all right. Can we call that a show then?
It's a show.
That's a show.
Perfect. Dave, do you want to do your bit?
Yeah. Thank you for listening to this. What? I forgot it. Right, I'm gonna start again because that was
Yes.
bad. Right.
Do the rewind.
Rewind. Yeah. Thank you for listening to the Seal Podcast. If you'd like to ask questions and get involved, please contact us on our web form at sealpodcast.com. You can also contact us via email, which is sealpodcast@gmail.com, or join us on our Discord server. A link is pinned on X, Acast, YouTube, which is at Seal Podcast, X is at Seal Podcast, and Twitch, which is at Seal Podcast. We have YouTube and Twitch channels which we upload and stream to. Neil, have we got any shout outs?
Thanks to Fraser Moo for subscribing.
You're welcome.
On Prime. Didn't get his Discord. No try. And Arnie was the only chatter. It's a quiet one tonight.
What's up, Arnie? I don't see any of Arnie's chats. I missed those.
He just said he told the story differently when I was talking about Hunt.
Maybe I'll go visit his shop.
Yeah. It's frantically just opening cars. I was like,
getting high on his own supply. All right. Thanks for everyone. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Neil. Thank you, me. Thanks to everyone who sent us mail and whatever. That's great. Much appreciated.
Thanks to everyone who listened.
Yeah, thanks to everyone who listened. Thanks to Chipper for coming and visiting last weekend. Okay, that's it. Maybe we'll catch up with you next week then. Yeah. All right. Cheers, everyone. Dave's going to wave.
Cheers,
Bye,
guys.
Dave.
Bye. I'm waving.
I need some speech today. Dave is waving now.
We're still recording. Bye.
Bye.